All right, here we are on a Sunday. It is week 11, and we got 49ers and Seahawks coming up from Levi's Stadium. Welcome back to Damon Bruce Plus. It's wonderful to have you here today. This channel brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. I'm telling you, if you go ahead and order an Ike sandwich right now on a delivery app, it'll probably be there at halftime, and that sounds like a great idea to me. Order an Ike sandwich. You'll be very, very happy that you did. And today's live stream is also powered by BetUS. BetUS is where you want to be to go ahead and make sure all of your gambling needs are taken care of. And right now at BetUS, let me tell you, our good friends got a 150% sign-up bonus for you when you use promo code YouTube150. That's up to $2,000 on your first deposit of the day. Check out BetUS. You'll be happy that you did. I got about $100 rolling on this one. I got the Niners 6.5. It's come down to 6. And what we got is a little bit of an early game sweat because of the news that George Kittle is not going. Now, for a team that's been having a big-time struggle in the red zone, George Kittle is one of the few guys that has actually worked in the red zone for the 49ers, and they will be without him today. That is a bit of information that I would have liked before I put $100 on this game. But the Niners are better than just George Kittle than the Seattle Seahawks. They are the better football team out there today, and I expect them to win this game. I expect them to look good in this game today. I really do. I think it's time for the 49ers to start looking like a team that we think might go somewhere. And today is probably the best opportunity that they're going to have in their remaining schedule to say, hey, we really know this opponent very well. Trying to beat the Seahawks, for a 7th consecutive time, postseason games included. So this is a very good day to have Christian McCaffrey back, because McCaffrey has been kryptonite against the Seattle Seahawks. Really, truly, historically significant human-level kryptonite, where McCaffrey has averaged 163 scrimmage yards in all games he's played against Seattle. He's had at least 125 games, he's had at least 125 scrimmage yards in all 6 games he's played against Seattle. Only Jim Brown, averaging more yards against the Eagles back in the 60s and 70s, is a longer domination of yards per scrimmage over consecutive games than what McCaffrey has right now over the Seattle Seahawks. So I really hope that Christian McCaffrey looks like the guy who is ready to be Christian McCaffrey all season long, because I don't know how the 49ers get to where they want to go in this season without Christian McCaffrey being Christian McCaffrey all season long. Look, it is great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on by today. I see an awful lot of familiar names and faces already in the chat. It's good to see you all there. We will have much more people popping in and out throughout the day. I understand you hang out for a quarter, you go. No guests today. We had Joe Shasky join us last week. No guests today, so it's just you and I hanging out, and we are going to be asking for super chats. Let's get about let's get about 100 super chats throughout the day. I'm not saying it's got to be for a big price. A 99-cent super chat, over 100 of those starts coming out in the wash pretty nice for Uncle Damon, who is about to hang out with you here for what? I'm talking like the next 3-4 hours we're going to be hanging out together. So welcome. It's great to have you. I see Pam Oliver on the sideline. She looks all ready to go. Looks a little chilly, if you don't mind me saying, down at Levi's Stadium today. Not exactly a sunny, glorious day at Levi's Stadium. Turf is looking like it's in really good shape, though. As we get our big spider cam pullback from the football, we have almost got kickoff here, and we're going to count down so you can sync up this broadcast with whatever you're watching. The kickoff is right now. There you go. So we are underway. We got a reception at the 5-yard line, and Garendo is looking to bring this sucker up the field. He's going to get it to about the 36, 37-yard line, and that is where the 49ers are going to start their afternoon as a football team. And I'll tell you, there really is no team in the NFL, not a single team in the NFL, that gives you a greater indicator of what is about to happen in this football game than the 49ers do with their opening drive. Shanahan is great in opening drives. Brock Purdy, whether it's the script, whether it's the prep, I don't know, catching other teams off guard, The 49ers are usually a monster on their opening drive. They get the ball first here, and their opening drive is now underway. The ball has been snapped, and we're underway. A little pitch back to McCaffrey, who's going to take that ahead for about 3 yards, and this is underway, boys and girls. What we're going to do is when the 49ers have the ball, we are going to kind of bring up a little play-by-play so we know what's going on, so you know where we are in the game. Let me go to the game cast. Here we go. All right. Again, someday we'll add a producer. Someday I'll stand in front of a blue screen. Someday this will be a highly produced show. Until then, it's just us kind of hanging out here on a Sunday afternoon. Brock uncorks his first pass of the day. It was a little low. Debo takes it off of the tips of his cleats, though, but he got it. He caught it. And this is going to be third down. I thought that might have bounced its way to Debo. Let's take a look at this replay. Debo, did he get his hands underneath that pass? He sure looks like the tip of the ball might have grazed the field, but that's a catch. I think that's a catch. Here we go. First third down of the afternoon for the 49ers offense. If there was ever a game where the Niners really owed it one to the Bay Area to come on out and look good, Jennings with a reception, but it looks like he was short of the sticks. That's going to be fourth down early on here. So the Niners are going to go 3 and out, which is, like I said, not exactly the start anyone wants to see. At 4th and 1, I mean, there's a part of me that likes to see teams be aggressive on 4th and 1, but this side of your field, this early in the game, Shanahan wants to punt here. Not going to get much of a pushback. Pat O'Donnell, by the way, is your punter this afternoon. He is signed off the practice squad after Mitch Wisnowski is the latest 49er to be dealing with an injury. So that drive is over. We can collapse that, and we can just say, hey, it's good to have you here. What I'd love for you to do before you do anything else is hit that like button right now. By hitting like, this channel is going to get itself pushed through the algorithm to more and more places across YouTube. So no skin off your back at all. Just hit that like button, and this watch party will go further and farther than if you don't. So thank you very, very much for doing that. We're going to get our first look here at Seattle on offense. DK Metcalf, who had missed the last couple of weeks, is back out there. Rookie A.J. Barner is their tight end. And, of course, they got a starting tackle back for the very first time. Their right tackle will be playing this season. It's been a rotating door at right tackle for the Seahawks. And the name of the game today, as I've been talking about all week long leading up to this game, is shutting down Kenneth Walker III. Kenneth Walker III is the Seahawks version of Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's not Christian McCaffrey, but he's their version of them, and he does an awful lot catching the ball out of the backfield. Screens, leak passes, little escape hitches, which he represents, and Gino's looking for him all day long. If the 49ers can have a good day against Kenneth Walker III without shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers and special teams mistakes, I really think that they win this game convincingly. And again, if there were ever a day where the 49ers could drop a little convincing win on the Bay Area, the Bay Area sure could use a convincing win, that's today. It's been a freaking rough week in the Bay Area. It's been an emotional week. I mean, when you go back to the whole Debo, Tabor, Pepper battle out of that Tampa Bay game, which certainly didn't leave a lot of calm among 49ers faithful. When you look at the fact Klay Thompson came back to the Bay Area for the first time as a Dallas Maverick this week, that was emotional. You had Steph Curry hitting emotional shots. If you're a fan of sports talk radio, it's certainly been an emotional week. If you're a fan of any kind of radio, it's been an emotional week in the Bay Area with layoffs to some real legacy names, Tolbert, John Lund. We had Lamont and Tonelli let go after a 30-year run as a morning show. So it's just been a week where if the 49ers could give us a present of, one football game where it was a little bit of a laugher, a little bit of an easy breezy, put your hands up and just enjoy the day, today would be a great day to see it, 49ers. I don't know if we will. Gino loading up for a deep one. He was looking for DK Metcalf downfield, and it looked like Renardo Green was all over that. Who broke that up? Coming across the field? DK Metcalf struggled mightily back in week 6 against the San Francisco 49ers. You had Charvarius Ward out there. Excuse me. That was Winters who broke that up. Very impressive. Way to get your hands in there. A linebacker on DK Metcalf breaks that up for the 49ers. Come back to Lockett for a mild gain. So we're looking at third down here for Seattle. By the way, we're at, just so you can sync up and sync along, we're at 10:50 on my mark. 49, 48, 47, 10, 45. 44, 43, 42. Are we on the same page? Hopefully we're all synced up, ready to go. That's good. Good. Again, we got about 100 people in the room early on here in the game. Don't have 100 likes, which means a few of you are not getting the job done. Gino uncorks one downfield for a first down. Jackson Smith and Jigba open there. Got around Renardo Green. Nice little route against the rookie corner. And so Seattle on the march a little early on here. Not exactly a establishing themselves as taking over this game defensive line effort so far from the 49ers. Let's see what kind of push they get right here as Nick Bosa gets into the most dramatic stance, 3-point stance in the NFL. That is an incomplete pass. Looking for Barner. Renardo Green with another breakup. He looks like he's Johnny on the spot in this game. That's good. No Charvarius Ward today, who is still dealing with the incredibly sad passing of a child. So Charvarius Ward gets all the time he needs to come back to this football team. Obviously, big week for Diamador Lenore getting the contract extension. You got Renardo Green with Malik Mustafa, Jair Brown from a year ago. The 49ers got an interesting young nucleus now in this secondary, and it feels like there's a generational torch being passed. By the way, Malik Mustafa all over that tackle, as was Devondre Campbell. Devondre Campbell was an easy player to pick on and say, that's not good enough early on in the year. Give him a little bit of credit. Devondre Campbell's been better the last few weeks than he was in the first few weeks of this season. We'll rip you when it's bad. We'll acknowledge when it's getting better. Devondre Campbell is getting a bit better. It's time for Nick Bosa to officially get a bit better. It's time for Nick Bosa to remind us of the dominant defensive presence that he was when he won Defensive Player of the Year. I need more than just pressures. I need a sack. And as I speak his name, Nick Bosa delivers. A sack of Gino Smith on third down. Bosa ran right around his guy, curly-cued around Gino, and then brought him down from the back. Lucas got drilled there by Bosa. There was a little chip block waiting to help, too. Did not happen. Outstanding, Nick Bosa. Let's get 3 or 4 more of those today for the San Francisco 49ers. So Seahawks are looking to get on the board first here. Jason Myers is lining up for a 52-yard attempt, and that thing looks dead solid perfect right down the middle of the highway. So it's 3-0 Seattle after teams have changed opening drives, and that is where we are, 8:12 remaining in the first quarter. We got Rita, who has now been a member for a month. Rita, thank you for becoming a member here of the Plus. Really appreciate that. Wonderful way to help support the channel by being a member. 49er update, number 42, Ronnie Lott resigned to give the defense a gut check. Resigned to give the defense a gut check. Hey, we'll take all the Ronnie Lott juju that he can sprinkle on top of this game. Last time I checked, Ronnie Lott was always good for defensive business. So sure, Ronnie blessing, Ronnie taking pins out and, putting needles in a Seattle Seahawks voodoo doll. Like I'm good with all of it. whatever Ronnie needs to do, whatever Ronnie's capable of doing to helping the 49ers out today, that's what we would like to see him do. So the 49ers defensive line, after starting with very little pressure, gets pressure on a big third down and gets off the field, allowing just a field goal to Seattle. So the teams have trade opening possessions now, and we'll see what Brock and company look like on the second possession of the afternoon. Just looking here into the chat to see who is here today. Good to see you. Good to see you. You tripping. Good to see you. Chef A, great to see you. Big Mac 8675, who actually moved out of the Bay Area to Green Bay, Wisconsin. This was not a Packers related move. He's got a lot of happy neighbors around him. The Chicago Bears had a field goal blocked with no time left as the Bears lose to the Green Bay Packers like they usually do. Let's see. Do we have a final on that Rams game from earlier? The Arizona Cardinals are on a bye week today. So it's keeping up with the Rams that the 49ers need to play, and that is a 28-22 win for the Rams in New England. So the Rams get to 5-5 with a 4-touchdown performance from Matthew Stafford today for the Rams. So that's who the 49ers are chasing. That's who the 49ers are chasing today. Again, Seahawks are in this game. You can send them to a loss as you win. And we see that the Cardinals are on the bye week. But good to see so many names in here. Good to see so many folks in here. Chef A wants to know, have you liked the show? I certainly hope you have. I mean, if you're not going to be liking the show, I'm expecting super chats. Super chats or likes. That's all I'm asking for today. Can we stay at your house next week? No, is it 2 weeks from now they're getting there? 2 weeks from now? They get to Green Bay. I think they go to Buffalo before they go to Green Bay. Thanks for hosting, Damon. Bay Area Chris, it is my pleasure to host. Let me tell you, I didn't think this would be nearly the thing that people wanted that it was. I thought, sure, for a Sunday night standalone game against the Cowboys or the Chiefs, yeah, okay, that's a big enough game to do it. But people really said these have been therapeutic for them. You don't get a lot of Damon. You have a calming presence on me in the world of sports, but I'll take it. Thank you very much for the compliment, and I'm glad the people are liking it. Again, it would be just me watching the game and taking notes and then doing a post-game show for you, so you can watch me take the notes as we're taking notes together, I guess. By the way, someone wanted to know, did you watch the Mike Tyson, Logan Paul thing? I did. And I'm going to tell you right now, I can promise you that this live chat, if I get lost, if the internet goes dark and this live chat completely collapses and you could only stare at a blank screen for the next 3 hours, it would be more entertaining than Mike Tyson, Logan Paul. That's how bad that was. That really is. What a bunch of suckers we all are. It was just awful. Oh, thank you very much. Damon, Green Bay is next week. Buffalo is after December 1st. Thank you. We should get that right. We got Vermy Verm, says he's watching from Palm Springs, formerly from Rohnert Park. Oh, he's a fan with the PH. I like that. All right, so here we are, 2nd and 8 for the 49ers. It's their second possession of the game. Brock, he dropped back. He didn't like what he's seeing. He just decided to take off for a first down. Brock has been so much more aggressive with his legs and his decisions to just tuck it and run, and it's really benefited the 49ers. I mean, this guy is good for an in-game, single-game rushing yards over in 1 or 2 scrambles. I wonder what it was for Brock today. It's usually between 8 and 13 yards. You know, what do you think Brock will rush for? Probably just picked it up right there. Yeah, let's go back to our game cast. Yeah, Purdy just picked up 9 yards. Looking to uncork one downfield. Juwan Jennings found himself nice little space against the zone defense. Wide open. Easy completion for Brock Purdy to find Juwan Jennings. And the 49ers are moving here a little bit. Moving. 22-yard gain to Juwan Jennings. Hold on. There you go. Big Mac was from Katati. I'm glad we know that. But I wanted to go here to Spencer Stewart, who said Titans washed. He's like 60. Yeah, he's 58. I think what people expected, though, was punches. Tyson, after the third round, I'm not sure he threw a punch the rest of the fight. He just stood in the middle of the ring. By the way, that was like the biggest boxing ring I've ever seen. To give Mike Tyson a huge ring to run around in, that was just nasty, Logan Paul. Tyson had no legs after about 90 seconds into the fight. It was all Roy Jones Jr. could talk about. By the way, who had Rosie Perez, boxing analyst, on their on their bingo card? That was I didn't expect to see Rosie Perez sitting ringside, but we got her. Unfortunately, there's George Kittle standing in civvies today. 49ers going to need a big day out of Christian McCaffrey. He's had historically big days against the Seattle Seahawks, and they're going to need another one out of him today, especially with the only red zone target that's really presented not being out there. George Kittle, he is the 49ers leading receiver, leading them in touchdown receptions, and without him there today, 49ers are going to need somebody to make up for his absence. And I always look to Christian McCaffrey to solve red zone problems. 3rd and 5 for the 49ers. 3rd and 5. They are just outside of the red zone. And Purdy throws a nice little strike. Great accuracy to Juwan Jennings, who falls down right in front of the first down marker, and that is a first down for the Niners. Well, 5-yard completion there. Can't go broke, taking a profit. Man, Jennings was running through contact too. Looks like he had some arms around his hips. 3 catches already for Juwan Jennings. 3 catches, 30 yards. Yeah, I didn't expect much from Tyson, but I also didn't expect Logan Paul to just carry him through 3 rounds, too. I thought he was going to try to knock the old man out. People are like, oh, thank God he didn't try to knock him out. What the fuck you want? Dude, it's a fight. There's no thank God he didn't try to knock him out. Always try to be knocking somebody out during a fight. It's a fight. Mike Tyson's a lot of things. Sympathetic figure ain't one of them. Although you couldn't help but feel a little bad. And, when he was asked about a rematch, oh, God, we do not need a rematch. No rematch needed. I can promise you that. All right, so ball's on the 20-yard line. It's 2nd and 2 for the 49ers. Jordan Mason is in the backfield, and he gets a touch right away. This is good. I want Jordan Mason and I want Guerrero to get some touches today. Obviously, it's Christian's show. McCaffrey is your bell cow. But in the name of keeping him fresh, in the name of dealing with bilateral Achilles tendonitis, let's not forget that Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerrero can get the job done. So it's not like McCaffrey is the only answer that you can look at when it comes to the 49ers in their backfield. And I don't want him to be the only answer to the question who's running the ball today for Kyle Shanahan. A little drop back for Purdy. Underneath, nice and patient to Juwan Jennings, who has his T-shirt nearly ripped out. That was a T-shirt tackle. Pardon me, little hiccup. It's going to be 2nd and 5. A 5-yard gain in the middle to Juwan Jennings there. So 49ers are, definitely in Jake Moody's field goal range. Let's not have any Jake Moody issues today. That would be lovely. Let's not have any massive frickin' special teams mistakes today. That would be a rare occurrence. I think there's only been 2 games all year that haven't been dotted with, borderline unforgivable level special teams mistakes. Short pass to Deebo Samuel, who looks like he caught that right around the first down line, but I don't know if they're giving the 49ers a first down. It'll be 3rd and an inch at the 5-yard line if they don't. But there's been a good second drive for the 49ers after starting the day with a 3-and-out on their opening drive, which, again, always a bad omen for a 49ers team. You don't like to see opening drive 3-and-outs. You don't like to see balls being batted on the line of scrimmage from Brock Purdy. Those omens are usually followed by frustrated 49er fans. So we don't want that today. It is a first down. So 1st and goal from the 5. This is a red zone, got to have it, cash-in opportunity if there ever was one. Big slip and a fall for Brock Purdy, who looked like he was going to try to bootleg and run that one in himself, but Brock was taken out by the turf of Levi's Stadium, just totally slipped. And, Brock might have been able to run that in, or certainly down to like the 2-3 yard line, but he wasn't able to. So 12th play of this drive, second drive of the afternoon, a 12-play drive for the 49ers. Purdy 4 for 4 for 37 yards on this drive. And we will see what the 49ers dial up on 2nd and goal. Play with a design very similar to the last play. Purdy takes it, keeps it around the right-hand side. He dives to the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown, Brock Purdy. Getting it done with his feet. That was a beautiful scramble. After a 5-yard sack, Purdy comes on back to run it in for the 49ers. They're going to take a look at that. Oh, he's got that ball definitely in the end zone. His hand was not out of bounds when that ball hit the front. No, that's a touchdown. They can look at that again if they want, but that looks like a Brock Purdy touchdown to me. 10-yard scramble around the right side. Brock is like, man, freaking George Kittle's not out here to get us in the red zone. I'll just do it myself, goddammit. And he does. All right, Jake Moody lining up for a point after touchdown. That is right down the middle. And with 10 seconds left in the first quarter, the 49ers, by the way, a fast-moving first quarter, the 49ers are enjoying a 7-3 lead over the Seattle Seahawks. So that is good for business. Let me see right now. I got to write down times because this is how I keep track of the business I do around this. At the Dubliner, our good friends at the Dubliner West Portal. Love the Dubliner West Portal. Those are my guys right there. Next time you're thinking about going on out, watching a game at a bar in San Francisco, get yourself to the Dubliner West Portal. Great atmosphere, great clientele, great lighting, great music, great sound, good volume. You know, I'm officially, could you please turn that down a little, years old now? You don't ever have to worry about that. It's not a sports bar, but you can watch all the sports you want. It's a neighborhood bar. It's a great bar. Check out the Dubliner and West Portal and tell Kenny and John that we sent you. Again, we are powered this live stream by BetUS today. Thanks to all of you who have liked and subscribed to this channel. It has meant an awful lot. We are now over 25,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much for doing that. And thanks to all of you who are commenting, leaving super chats. That's what we want to look for today. I mean, I'm not here just hanging out with you because I ain't working. So Any and all support of the channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much for being here. Again, tell a friend, tell a neighbor about what we're doing, hanging out over here. Because obviously, you know, you get to do things on YouTube that you simply couldn't do when you were at a radio station. And me being on the air to hang out with you the same time the game was on the air, that was an impossibility. And I'm just telling you right now that due to the decisions that Bay Area radio has made, there are going to be more people looking for their sports content on YouTube this week than there were last week, than ever before. So if you know someone who is deeply let down by the fact Tom Tolbert got laid off, John Lund got laid off, tell them to subscribe to Damon Bruce Plus. I know there's a lot of people out there who are pissed about the state of sports talk radio in Northern California. You should be. You've been completely disrespected and overlooked by these companies who just said, you know what, we are going to spend less money on talent and give you a worse show to listen to than you had just yesterday. That's the decision they're making. By the way, the fact that KNBR is closing its San Francisco studios and moving on down to the studios at Levi's Stadium is the single most pathetic story that could have possibly followed the layoff of Tom Tolbert. Oh my God. I mean, why don't you just tell me you are all out of money and done doing business without telling me you're all out of money and done doing business? That is remarkable. Caveman says, hey, Damon, at least we still have porn. At least you got that. Absolutely. At least you got that. Oh, people want to pull? No, look, I'm not doing bottle pulls today, I don't think. Not this early in the game anyways. Come on. Hey, we got Red Jet in here today. Good to see you, Red Jet. Thank you so much for coming on by. I'm a Caveman says we need more ganja. Look, the generosity in the ganja jar right now have been full. I thank you so very, very much. What's Red Jet got going on here? Hey, Bay Area heads, if you're available tomorrow, Fred Warner will be in Walnut Creek from 5:30 to 7 at Ignacio Valley Road, Suite 100. Bring non-perishable food and get a pic with Fred and Sourdough Sam. Oh, if they're doing a little food drive, that is fantastic. You know, Thanksgiving's coming up. Now's the time of year to get a food drive going. So there you go. Walnut Creekers, assemble. Kenny Powers earlier in the game. We need an interception right now. Well, look, you got Gino Smith out there. He's going to give you one of them before the day is over. That's what Gino does. He's a generous guy. By the way, speaking of generosity, YouTube, we break for super chats. You want to get a comment right up and on? Cut the line, if you will. My man, Brett Johnson. Is this Hollywood? Brett Johnson with $4.99. Thank you very much, Brent. Your commentary with all 22 would make this the ultimate innate 49er package. Thank you for doing it. Imagine if I got an all 22 that I could just share with you. Look, when will YouTube be so established as a 49er, or excuse me, an NFL partner, where they'll let content creators stream games on their channels as well? I mean, probably never, right? That seems like that's never going to be a business model they're going to embrace, but hey, never say never. You never know. Larry, Tom Tolbert for president. I'm going to tell you right now, Tom does not want that job. Way too many hours, not nearly enough beer and basketball. Tolbert's going to say no to any presidential bids. Joseph wants you all to know that the Bills have scored. Thank you. It's just like we're on Red Zone here all of a sudden. What do we got here? Tim Miller says, according to Dave Lombardi, Brock Purdy wears cowboy boots made from real cowboys. What, like dead Cowboys. They harness their skin. He probably has a real pair of cowboy boots. I mean, he's from Arizona. It's not crazy to think of. By the way, 3rd and 1 here. 49ers defense. I don't think they got the stop, but they played well. 49ers defense didn't just give up, 5 yards up the middle on 3rd and 1, but it was a lean past the sticks moment for Seattle's rusher. So now here we go. Rommel Ramos says, Damon, did Bosa do his new Trump sack dance after his sack? I didn't even really notice. I didn't notice. See, here's the thing. If he's got a new dance to celebrate MAGA, I'm going to tell you, if he's doing it at the behest of his shrug thing, which was Nick Bosa. Like, Nick Bosa had about as recognizable sack celebration as the NFL had. So for him to change it, makes about as much sense as a, Matt Gaetz cabinet post. Let's see. Great to see you, Kenny. See, that's what you do when you walk into the Dubliner and West portal. You say, great to see you, Kenny. And that way he's going to know that you are here. 1st and 10, midfield for the Seahawks. A little 8-yard gain to DK Metcalf, who was tackled right where he caught the ball. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It is 2nd and 5. By the way, to sync you up, we're at 12, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. Ball is snapped over Gino Smith's head. Gino goes to land on it. It gets a big bounce straight in the air, comes down in Gino Smith's hands. But wow, that is a center quarterback miscommunication. That is the 6th botched snap of the year, which is the most in the NFL. That definitely was high and to the left ear hole of Gino Smith. But that's also a snap that Gino Smith has got to be able to handle. It wasn't a great snap, but Gino Smith did not do a great job with it either. Man, that ball bounced straight up in the air, too. Gino Smith is lucky that thing landed right in front of him. As Nick Bosa is held right there on 3rd and 22, no flag was thrown, but that will bring up a 4th down. Looked like Bosa got grabbed around the waist and dragged down from behind, but of course it was on Nick Bosa, so no flag. Tim Miller says, according to Dave Lombardi, Brock Purdy can win a staring contest with his eyes closed. Well, I'm sure Lombardi's got a more accurate update than, other people who claim to cover this team have when it comes to Brock. All right, so a little punt away. 49ers defense has held. And that ball goes into the end zone for a touchback. And guess what? There has yet to be a special teams mistake that was catastrophic for the 49ers. Yeah, Kid Icarus. Bosa got mugged right there. He did. I'm a caveman. Bosa got probed. He did. He got mugged right there. Boy, you guys really want... Here's the thing. If you want me to take a first half poll, that's got to be followed by a super chat. I'm not doing polls without super chats. That's it. We got to keep this thing moving. We got to keep this thing profitable. We got to keep this thing focused. Dr. Greenbuds getting aggressive. Oh, the streaming spam has started to come in. Diego Jed. Diego J&D, not Diego Jed, sorry. Damon, always flaming special teams even when they're doing good. Well, have they done good yet? I mean, they haven't made a mistake that has allowed the other team to climb back into the game. So, yeah, according to the 49ers, that's good. It really is amazing how much of a I'm not going to get worried about it blind spot special teams is for Kyle Shanahan. This is something that I was talking about with Mike Silver earlier in the week. Mike Silver said that he really, can't imagine. He can't imagine why such a detail-oriented control freak like Kyle Shanahan doesn't really have a stricter adherence to bigger standards on special teams. But he said that it was kind of a trait of his father. And he said it was a trait of that, that era of offensive coordinator who said, we're just going to play you straight up. We don't run a lot of trick plays. We're going to beat you because we're good enough to beat you, and we don't need a lot of razzle dazzle doing it. That's arrogance. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You want to know what good teams do? They focus on special teams, and when they need them the most, special teams usually comes through for them. To stay undefeated, Kansas City had a blocked field goal just last week. Today, the Packers blocked a field goal that could have sent them into the loss column in Chicago. Good teams focus on special teams. They do. My man Doc Holliday coming in with his super. Damon, please hire a chat admin fund. Yeah, we do. I wish I had a chat admin. I mean, I guess I could make like trusted agents chat admins. But I also don't mind the full speed car crash either. We're all adults in here. Purdy uses his feet to buy himself a little bit of time. Finds target over the middle, completion. Purdy started his day 7 for 7 for 48 yards. So a perfect start passing this afternoon for Brock Purdy. Doc, thank you very much for the super chat. Did he get Juszczyk or did Juszczyk trap that? Are they going to take a look at that? I think Juszczyk caught that. Yeah, Juszczyk caught that. 5-yard gain. Here we go. Let's get back to the game cast. Lots of time again for Purdy. That ball was tipped in the air, though. Oh, my God. Interception. Not necessarily on Purdy either. Who was the intended receiver on that? Who was the intended receiver? Because that ball pops right up. Was that Christian McCaffrey? McCaffrey really had never had a chance to catch it. It looked like that ball came off the defender. Hell of a job by Witherspoon right there. Getting in the way of that ball. That ball bounces straight up off of Witherspoon, and a diving defensive lineman ends up intercepting the ball, and this is going to be really good field position for the Seattle Seahawks. One of the things the 49ers needed to avoid today to make today an easy breezy day were special teams mistakes and turnovers. Well, their first turnover of the day, hopefully last turnover of the day, has just happened. So it's Seattle ball. They run for nothing on first down. God, that is not exactly what you needed on that drive there, 49ers. No bueno. Hold on. Let me remove that. Come back to me. Caveman wants to know, Damon, is that Howard Stern private parts book behind you signed by Howard? You can see it. Do I have private parts? Yeah, I guess it is right there. You can see it. Yeah. It is not signed. No. Many books are signed back there, but not that one. Larry, have you dipped into the ganja jar? Not today. Not yet. No ganjaing during the live stream so I can remain focused. I'd get stuck on a super chat and stay there for like an hour. Be like, all right, man, did we read this one yet? So yeah, I try to stay off the Shagodia while we're working. Although we we certainly could do it. But I don't know if I would be serving you very, very well. On 3rd and 10, we have a Leonard Floyd sighting. Second sack of the day on Gino Smith. No, excuse me. That was Yetur Gross-Matos. Yetur Gross-Matos activated for the first time in a long time. Yetur Gross-Matos, welcome to the San Francisco 49ers, young man. You're officially on the team now. There you go. 49ers defensive line needed that play. 4th down, long field goal attempt, second field goal attempt of the afternoon for Seattle. That one from 57 yards out, right down the middle. Myers, nice little kick. So it is 6-7. 49ers defense does what it needs to do to hold its ground and only give up a field goal right there after Seattle was gifted some choice starting field position by the turnover. Brock Purdy interception, really not on Brock. Great defensive play by Witherspoon to get in front of McCaffrey and break that up, but the ball went straight up in the air and it came down in the hands of a diving Seahawk defensive lineman, and there you go. Cosman just saying it's called a mod, as in moderator. We be moderating. Doc Holliday says you got to get the spam out of there. See the spam? I recognize the spam and can go ahead and pretty much delete that stuff. Oh, here it is again. I see it. Ban user, delete all comments. Like, I have a feeling if I stopped hitting ban user, delete all comments, like, it might calm down. I feel like more bots start attacking when I start fighting back. I don't know. There's a lot I don't understand about the freaking algorithm and all this stuff. What, Howard sucks now, Kid Icarus. I haven't listened to Howard Stern in years, man. Haven't listened to Howard Stern in years. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's no way that he could stay Howard Stern forever. Like, you can't, you have to, grow up a little bit in a broadcasting career, which, makes you a little less fun. Oh my God, they're teasing Ohio State, Indiana next week. Indiana, Ohio State, baby. We are the big noon game on Fox, and that sucks that it's a 9 a.m. kickoff for me out here on the West Coast. Indiana, the 5th ranked team in the country. Oh my God. Chardonnay Dog. Throwing a 20 in the ganja jar. Thank you, Chardonnay Dog. Congrats on the 25,000 plusers. Tip your Damon. Time to cut the Twitter live streams to get those 370 viewers on YouTube. Yeah, it might be time, but here's the thing. We're not quite doing this at this point in the broadcasting journey for just profit. We're still creating awareness. And I get a lot of people who do watch this on Twitter who are like, oh, Damon's now on YouTube doing these in-game live streams. So it has a purpose to serve. But Chardonnay Dog, I hear you. Thank you very, very much. This is why I have to ask you to tuck $1 in my G-string, because we are sort of spreading it around a little too thin. We'll get this sucker profitable in a few years from now. It's really not the goal here. The goal here is exposure and growth, and we have a special teams mistake. Jordan Mason was coming up to field a kickoff, and Jordan Mason had the ball bounce straight out of his hands, off of his thighs. The ball bounced forward towards Seattle, but luckily for the 49ers, that ball went out of bounds, and Jesus fucking Christ, there is a special teams issue every game. Every game. Wasn't enough to just have an interception. You had to throw in that, the first special teams mistake of the day as well. What's Jordan Mason even doing back there? Jordan Mason has not been on kick return, at any point in time this year? What's he doing back there now? Where the fuck is Trent Taylor? Why is Trent Taylor on this roster at all on the practice squad if you can't just ask him to come on up and be sure hands on special teams to stop the freaking clown show? God damn it. God. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Red Jet. Not stopping until 50,000 subs. Hey, when we get to 50,000, that'll just mean we'll keep going. All right, a little bit of a clever spin around cross buck handoff by Brock Purdy that didn't really fool Seattle at all. So the 49ers are going to be looking at 2nd and 9. All right. People are like, where's the spam, Damon? See, I'm deleting it so fast you can't even find it. I'll tell you, Christian McCaffrey being back is a good sign for the 49ers. But as the same guy that we saw last year as running back, we have yet to quite see that guy. He's always one good block away from springing a big one. We know that. But Christian McCaffrey does not look like he's the runner he used to be, which means that Mason and Garendo shouldn't be forgotten runners in this offense. There you go. Chef A's blocking the shit out of bots. That's what I'm talking about, Chef A. Purdy, buying a whole bunch of time, decides to start running, taking off with his feet. He picks up the first down and a little bit more. Brock Purdy on 3rd and 7 uses his legs to pick up the first down himself. SG Sports Talk, hello to you. Good to see you in here. Yeah, this is what, there you go. You can tell the special teams were out there because there's a sequence of, Jesus, come on. What is this? I'm here for the sermon of Damon Bruce. Red Jet, no one's coming to my church of special teams. The 49ers are heretics. Yeah, but the 49ers are not exactly opening up big holes here for this running game. And as I said that, nice little run by Christian McCaffrey, using his hands to keep his weight up, doing a little bit of an army crawl for another yard. It's going to be 2nd and 3, 7 rushes for just 20 carries so far for Christian McCaffrey. Let us get back to our game cast. I will say this, we're not even an hour into this live stream, and there's only about 5.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Looks like there's a little bit of a false start right there on the 49ers. Who's that on? 65? That's Aaron Banks. Come on, Aaron Banks, you're better than that. You are better than that. Jesse Emery knows how to get his request in. Oh, God, it's been a while since we've heard from Quackers. Oh, jeez. Yes, it has been. Me and Iggy are coming up with ways to make NFL players uncomfortable in locker rooms. We don't have time to do impressions anymore. Me and Iggy. Oh, is that a catch by Sauerbert? Look at that. Eric Saubert actually does something this football season for the 49ers. Cut away to George Kittle. Oh, cut away to George Kittle. George Kittle really, he's got some ratty ass hair. He really does. And George Kittle has got some ratty ass hair. Someone needs to tell him, cut your hair, dude. Some people look really good with long hair, and then at some point, long hair starts to turn into ratty-ass long hair, and that's where George Kittle is. He's living in that ratty-ass long hair world. Nobody's going to tell him, except me. And Quackers maybe will say, Quackers isn't afraid to do the tough questions. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you very much. Oh, God, it's Quackers. So much Quackers. I bet Damon did have long hair before. G. Martinez, during the pandemic, I grew my hair out, and one day I caught myself in the mirror, went over a year without a haircut, and I caught myself in the mirror, and all I saw was the Big Lebowski. And I said, it's time for me to cut my hair. I look like the Big Lebowski. So that had to go. It had to go. I got awareness. Now you got me all hair conscious. How's the hair looking? Again, Deebo Samuel, little run play that doesn't do much. So it's 3rd and 11. Big play here in the first half for the 49ers. Niners looking to get a score up on the Seahawks before they get to halftime. Let's see what they do on 3rd and 11. Brock uncorks one to Jawan Jennings, and that first down. Red Cashin, first down. '49er Reds. You're going to end up looking like Forrest Gump at the end of the movie when he's running all over the place. You think Tom Tolbert will have a podcast with Stephen A. Smooth or Shannon Sharp? Probably not. Probably not. Here's a very good question here. So when you hit in the White Russians, if I had a White Russian here right now, I'd drink one. White Russian is my go-to Vegas morning cocktail. I don't do Bloody Marys in Vegas. I do White Russians. And I wonder why I throw up in Vegas. Uncorks one now means a 10-yard pass. Well, I'm not a play-by-play guy here. Estimate. I'm not a play-by-play guy. So I'm just, I'm maybe it's not the best way to describe it, but he did uncork a pass that had some stink on it that went into a short, small, tight window and picked up a first down. Again, I don't think that's the right time to, argue semantics. Again, Dr. Greenbuds looking for that pull. Dr. Greenbuds, we're looking for the super chat. You want the pull? I want my super chat. How about that? A little frustration. Little frustration there on the face of Christian McCaffrey, who goes jogging off. And it looks like we are going to find ourselves at the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning here on the Plus. Okay. 2-minute warning down at Levi's Stadium. 2-minute warning. Sounds like the right time to tell you about people who make this channel go. I'm talking about go. First of all, today we're being powered by BetUS. You can see that right there, can't you? Of course you can. Let me come here. Get that off. Yeah, you can see that we are powered by BetUS. What I also want you to see is that when you go there to sign up at BetUS, use promo code YouTube150 to get 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000, 125% on your next two deposits up to $2,000. But that's how you rock it over on BetUS. I put $100 on the 49ers using BetUS earlier this week. They got to win by 6.5 today. And I still think they will. It hasn't quite been the start that makes me feel good about it right now, but I haven't seen anything that makes me feel bad about it yet either. You want to feel good, you want to feel great, you want to eat great, get yourself to my man Ike's. Ike's has got a delicious sandwich waiting for you at one of his now 100 restaurants here on the West Coast and expanding eastward. The Mission Rock Ike's down by the ballpark, Giants ballpark, is doing cheeseburgers. Get yourself a burger from Ike's. If you, by the way, ordered from Ike's right when I came on the air, you probably are enjoying a delicious sandwich right now. Get a Damon Bruce, get a Jamie Sirewich, get yourself a backstabber, which is like a Caesar salad on a sandwich. It's just awesome. One of my favorites from our good friends over at Ike's. Again, thanks to BetUS, thanks to our friends at the Dubliner. The Dubliner, keep it going. They're open right now, looking to do business right now until long after Sunday night football goes to bed. It is a great place to catch a game, catch a cocktail, catch a drink while you're waiting for a table over at Elena's across the street. Make sure you check out the Dubliner in West Portal, one of the great bars in San Francisco. It's just perfect in there. It really, really is. Again, thanks to BetUS for powering today's live stream, and thanks to you for being here and part of today's live stream. Without you guys, who the hell knows what I would be doing right now? Driving an Uber somewhere, right? So thank you for being here. We keep on going. We got over 160 people in the room right now watching this live stream. We need about, 30, 40 more likes. Really get this algorithm embracing us. Let them share it throughout the land. Hit that like button. Costs you absolutely nothing to hit that like button. Alex, the Seahawk Tua subs. That's clever. Seahawk Tua. Look, what do they put? Like there's a new word that goes in the dictionary every year, or this word is your word of the year. Hawk Tua. I'm not saying it's going to take pole position in that race, but I don't know if we could have had 2024 the way that we had it without Hawk Tua playing a major, major part in it. We got a false start on Colton McKivitz. Is that what that is right there? Way to come out of the 2-minute warning. So a false start on McKivitz is going to leave the 49ers a 1st and 15 as they're looking to do something here at the end of the first half. Let us go back to the game cast. You see the penalty on McKivitz, move the Niners back behind the chains a little bit, and Brock Purdy gets swallowed up. That looks like one of the rare times Dominic Pooney got beat. Dominic Pooney was on his back right there. Yeah, that was McKivitz's guy too. But Dominic Pooney did not win his rep, but it wasn't his player. It was Colton McKivitz, who's had a couple of bad snaps in a row here now. Couple of bad snaps, and with it being 2nd and 23, the Seahawks are going to spend a timeout here to leave themselves with as much time as they can come up with should they get this ball back from the 49ers. They're going to be looking for a wraparound score because, remember, the 49ers got the ball to start the first half, so it's going to be Seattle getting the ball after halftime. Who you got, Damon? Bills or Chiefs? I'm all done picking against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, there's been a lot of times this year where I've said, all right, this is the first, they're going to catch a loss this week. Here it is. It's going to be now. And that's the way this game was setting up. Yeah, it feels like in Buffalo, yeah, this is going to be a loss for the Chiefs. Bills finally do. Chiefs. Damon, there's an Ike's in Vacaville. Well, no wonder why the people in Vacaville are all so happy. D. Bruce, you need to hold a watch party at an Ike's in the East Bay. Red Jet. Maybe we'll get out there. Because here's the thing is, though, if I am out in public, there's just too much distractions for me to be any use to you as host of a watch party or a post-game host. Like, I actually got to ingest the game in some way. By the way, I did learn the first week. I got my main beverage, backup beverage. These shows go long. I don't like drinking out of a straw in public, though. And you don't want to see me like, it's just corny looking. So what I like to do with the backup beverage is pour it into the cup. That isn't an embarrassing cup. This is somebody's super bud, Damon. Super bud? Is that like a super chat, but with weed? 49ers Red Zone wants you all to know he will not say Hawk Tua. Well, I really haven't said it out loud very much either. You will date yourself quickly with Hawk Tuas. But hey, it's played a role in our lives. George Gonzalez says, thanks, Bruce. I'm doing chores and listening to your report. Well, thank you very much, George. We'll try to keep you as updated as what's happening in this game as possible. McKivitz is a straight-up bum. Kyle keeps him around. Now, the problem is, B-Stars, you only talk about McKivitz when there's a mistake. In all the plays up to that play, in those back-to-back plays, which didn't go very well, you weren't talking about Colton McKivitz at all. You didn't even notice him because he had been playing so well up to that point. Some tackles get beat. Colton McKivitz is not great, but he's not as bad as a lot of people try to make him out to be. It is 3rd and 23 from midfield. Brock. Again, he's getting balls now batted. There are balls being batted at the line of scrimmage, out in the patterns. And that was a batted ball before it reached its target as well. Luckily, no harm came from it. No harm came from it. You know, ball like that gets batted, that goes up in the air, and that could, easily become Brock Purdy's second interception of the day. His first interception of the day was a ball that was batted at the point of attack in front of McCaffrey, and that was intercepted. It wasn't really a bad pass. Yeah, Red Jet says, McKivitz needs to be benched like now. For who? For who? Jalen Moore going to come out there and do the same job? Better job? I bet you if they really believed that that would happen, they would have asked him to do it by now. Flags, 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 flags. Lots of flags there, Susie. Lots of flags. Oops, hard on McKivitz right here in this chat right now. McKivitz and Brendel both need to go. Well, Mike, when we talk about what this offseason will look like, I think getting better at center and at right tackle have to be something that the 49ers put a priority on. There's no doubt about that. Dubliner. There you go, Dr. Greenbuds. Let's get wasted. Again, the Dubliner is like an adult's bar. It's not let's go wasted. It's not one of those bars. It's like a bar for actual adults. It's great. Very few. Look at it this way. Douchebaggery can run rampant in the San Francisco bar scene. Douchebaggery does not cross the threshold at the Dubliner West Portal. Jesse was commenting over on Twitter, X. This feels like a 9-8 team. Yeah, I mean, you're not far away from being right? It does feel 9-8-ish. The truth is 9-8 might be enough to get you into the playoffs. At 10-7, I really like your chances. You get to 11 wins, yeah, you're home free. But yeah, it's, wildly impressive has not been a phrase used to describe the San Francisco 49ers at all this year. Wildly impressive ain't who they are. So the Seahawks are getting the ball back here. 1:41 remaining in the first half. They've got 2 timeouts. They are on their own 9-yard line. So they got 91 yards to go to hit pay dirt and about 61 yards to go to get into field goal range. Little back shoulder fade, though, to Jackson Smith in Jigba. Gets the Seahawks out of the shadow of their own end zone and will get them up around the 30-yard line. So that was a nice little chunk play right out the although, hold on. I don't know if both those feet came down in bounds. I think Njigba was out of bounds right there. I'm challenging that if I'm Kyle. Is there a challenge flag coming out? No? Okay. I would have challenged that, and I think that the 49ers would have had that overturned. And with 3 timeouts left, I think that they should have afforded to take the challenge and tried to get the ball back themselves. 1 foot, second foot is absolutely out of bounds. The 49ers should have challenged that. The 49ers should have absolutely challenged that. Again, why don't they just hire me and put me in the booth, say shit like, hey, get better on special teams and stop handing the ball to Debo in the backfield. And Kyle, challenge that. Like, I'm watching the same game you are. How do I know more about it than you do? DK Metcalf comes across a little corner, catch out of bounds, first down. Seahawks are around midfield. They're driving a little bit. Again, Kyle should have challenged. Oh, can't challenge because we're under 2 minutes? You know what, Robbie? You're right. We're under 2 minutes. You can't challenge. Well, then it's up to the NFL officials to get that shit right. And asking officials to get things right in the NFL is ridiculous. Here's the thing. I don't think NFL officials have proven themselves so good at what they do. There should ever be a time in a game where you can't challenge something. You can't challenge that in this time frame gives an awful lot of benefit to the doubt of a group of, officials that should get no benefit of the doubt. Just come on. Get shit right. That's all we want. It's all we want. Get it right, NFL. But of course, you're right. Can't challenge after the 2-minute warning. I forgot that as I was complaining. So it's NFL officials screwing over the 49ers along with their own turnovers and special teams mistakes. Great. Renardo Green is walking off. Why is Renardo Green walking off this field right now? What happened? What did his helmet pop off or something? What happened? Why is he walking out of the game? Rock Yassin has been asked to come into the game, which means Isaac Yiadom has probably fallen backwards on this depth chart. 2nd and 12. And Seahawks got 1:04 left, 2 timeouts remaining. Gino's got pressure up the middle, dumps off for a screen. Great tackle by Bosa. That play worked out well. 3rd and 17. Niners aren't going to take a timeout, try to get the ball back and do something with it? No? Okay. All right. Kyle's game managing is straight cheeks. By the way, I've seen people use the phrase, that's cheeks, except instead of using the phrase, that's cheeks, they're just putting up that picture from the Mike Tyson pay-per-view or the Netflix thing where he turned around and we got full Tyson cheeks. We didn't need that. I didn't need that in my life. I don't think you needed that in your life either. All right. 3rd and 17. 3rd and 17. Third and 17 for the Seahawks. Looked like Bosa almost jumped off sides a little bit. Little wide receiver screen. Bosa did jump off sides. There is a flag on the play. DK Metcalf got gobbled up, but this is going to be a penalty. It's Bosa. Encroachment on Bosa. Offsides, Nick Bosa. Feel the shame. It's going to make it 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12. You tripping saying, hey, man, defense showed up. Where the fuck is the offense? Can't beat Kittle because they barely throw to him. Well, Kittle's not even out there today. No George Kittle in the pattern or on the line of scrimmage today. He is inactive, which is probably going a long way to explain why this offense isn't moving the ball the way you want it to. Hey, good tackling. Not exactly, well, not really good tackling. Oh, we got ourselves a squabble here. We got ourselves a squabble. Oh, we got Bradford. Of course, DK Metcalf's in that. Kenneth Walker III was in that. We got extracurriculars. There will be flags. There will be lawyers. There will be unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, we got Diamador Lenore and Kenneth Walker were just playing to the echo of the whistle, started shoving each other, flipping each other over. Yeah, Diamador Lenore. Little after the play there, Diamador. Don't get yourself ejected today. Don't get yourself ejected. That is going to, by the way, Diamador Lenore, that is going to be on him. So the 49ers just might have given up a penalty that's going to put the Seahawks into field goal range. Wow. They're sorting this one out. By the way, our quick moving first half has come to a crawl here at the end of the first half. It looked like we were going to wrap this bad boy up before an hour really eclipsed. And now it's an hour and about 20 minutes here in the first half, which still means it's moving along, but this is going to take even longer now. Everybody's got their gray salute to serve. By the way, Kyle Shanahan officially looks like he's in his like country singer phase. He looks so worn out from riding them doggies out on the range. Kyle Shanahan, he's going, again, the gray, that the gray jacket and hat are picking up now in his hair and his beard. Kyle has aged 100 years in the last 6 years, 7 years. He really has. All right. Doesn't look like anybody's been thrown out of the game or anything too extreme in terms of overreaction. 4th and 3 is where this game's going to pick back up here. 4th and 3. I mean, this is taking forever. NFL, get your shit together. What the fuck? I mean, what are we waiting on here, boys? Let's go. Offsetting penalties, never daunted. Thank you very much. Offsetting, so nobody gets closer and they're in the field goal range. That's good. We're good. Get a stop here, Kyle. Fourth and 3. Seattle's going for it from midfield. It's kind of a ballsy decision and kind of a stupid decision, too. Why wouldn't you just punt here if you're Seattle? They're trying. No, this is going to be one of them Fugazi trying to draw somebody off sides. Seahawks aren't running a play here. They're not running a play here. No, running a play here makes no sense. Absolutely no sense at all. So Seahawks are going to take the penalty, going to back them up, and they're going to punt. Again, punting to the 49ers is about as successful an offensive play as a team can run, because the chances of the 49ers totally fucking this up are greater than them doing a good job not fucking this up. Let's be totally honest. That's where this team is on special teams. Whenever anything happens on special teams that isn't automatically negative for the San Francisco 49ers, it's a freaking miracle. Jacob Cowing back there to be the punt returner. Robbo says, Damon, didn't you predict a blowout? It's 7-6. Okay, well, that's the halftime score. You do realize that games have seen separation in second halves. So don't tell me anything about any LOLing. LOL, have you ever watched football before? LOL? What do you mean? LOL? The game's not fucking over. It's not the start I was expecting. Again, when I was talking about blowout time, that was before I knew that George Kittle wasn't playing. I would not have used words like easier than others to find wins. There are no easy wins. I've never called anything an easy win in football, but this is one that the 49ers should handle and should control. They're the better team. Lions are looking dominant. They are. Would they put a 50 spot on? Put a 50 spot on Jacksonville today. He did. He caught the ball. Where were you when the 49ers had a special teams moment that didn't leave you jumping off of a bridge? Wasn't that fun? Again, special thing. Get your blindfolds, people. Seriously. It's ridiculous how much of a problem it is. So the stress-free, no problem, no doubt about it, level of football that Bay Area really needed out of this game today, it doesn't seem to be generated, not yet anyways. But yeah, it's been a completely, how about this? When we sit back and talk about all the halves of football that we have watched together this year, this will not be one that gets discussed. It won't be. We can forget about this one. This was a forgettable half of football for both teams all the way around. Nothing special has happened here. The old lady gets it. The old lady says there's an entire second half left in the game. It's not over. 49er fans can be dramatic. I'll take it even a step further and say 49ers fans can be the most trifling group of bitches I have ever seen in my life in the world talking to sports fans. Bunch of nail-biting pussies, some of you. Act like you've never even seen a football game before. Again, maybe fandom isn't for everyone. 49ers, though, got one timeout. Brock Purdy, see how aggressive he gets here. Brock looked for Jawan Jennings, overthrew him. It's going to be 19 seconds left. Another flag on the play. Automatic first down, 5-yard penalty for defensive holding. Or is that holding, or was that face mask, defensive? I don't care. 5-yard penalty, first down. 77 total penalties, the third most in football for Seattle. All right. Brock's got a big throw, big play in him. He needs it right here. Throws in the middle of the field. He's looking for Ricky Pearsall for the first time today. I think it's the first time Pearsall's had a target. Incomplete. 14 seconds left. 14. Speaking of Ricky Pearsall, 14 seconds left. Kenny Powers saying this 49ers team is mid at best. No one's arguing with you. No one's arguing with you based on what we've seen so far or this performance today. Christian McCaffrey, little draw up the middle. Goes for first down. I think the 49ers are going to be very happy just letting the clock run out. No, excuse me. 49ers, are they taking a timeout? They did. They took their timeout. So Brock is going to be able to heave one towards the end zone with 6 seconds left. 6 seconds remaining in the half. Again, you'd have more than that if you started using some of the timeouts on third, and when the Seahawks were looking at 3rd and 22. But no, Kyle didn't do that. Kyle's game management at the end of halves, it does leave something to be desired. It really does. And now with 6 seconds, the 49ers will probably do nothing. A fucking timeout, Seattle. Jesus, come on. Like, get this unwatchable half of football put away. What a snooze fest. I mean, we have spent, and I'm not even kidding, in the last 20 minutes of our real time on Earth together, about 4 minutes of actual game clock has expired. I mean, this is just taking forever. And I gave it the curse, though, when I said first half moving fast. I did jinx. I gave it the old broadcaster jinx. Robbie, post-2014 49er fans are embarrassing as fuck. Some of them are, man. They really are. Some of you are. And by the way, I can tell what content creators you watch based on how embarrassing you are. No doubt about it. So there we go. Thank the Lord. We are at halftime. And at halftime, I can tell you we are sitting here at around 190 people watching right now. Not a huge audience for a watch party, but again, it wasn't an inspiring half of football. It really, really wasn't. Like and subscribe, my good friends. It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on by this afternoon and hanging out with us. I'll tell you, it is great to be with you once again. These watch parties have been an awful lot of fun. You say, Damon, keep doing them. We're enjoying them. And that's exactly what's going to keep on happening. Next watch party, what I want you to do is grab a sandwich from Ike's. It'll make the watch even better. I can promise you that. Get yourself to Ike's. Get a sandwich. If you order one right now, chances are it'll be delivered to you by the time this game is over in the fourth quarter. So check out Ike's sandwiches. Make sure that you've signed up for the Ike's Rewards program. You'll be very happy that you did. Earn free chips, free drinks, and a chance to go to New Orleans to go to a very large football game that is going to be played there. Our friends at the Dubliner West Portal, one of the best bars in all of San Francisco. Go find out for yourself. Everything about that place is right. Nothing is manufactured. It is just a great bar all the way through. Great bar. It's got high school football helmets in it. What more do you need to identify a great bar? And what more do you need to identify a great place to put a little action down than our good friends over at BetUS right now? Get 150% sign up bonus When you use promo code YouTube150, you'll get a 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000 on your very first deposit, thanks to our friends over at BetUS. We have halftime right now in this game, and I want to look at some stats. I'm guessing you do as well. It is 7-6 halftime. 49ers up by a point. Nothing too impressive. When we start looking at what's going on here, 152 total yards, holding the Seahawks to just 104 yards. A frustrating day in the points column, though. 12 first downs to just 7 for Seattle. 3 of 5 are the 49ers on third down. They're doing the job on the ground. It hasn't felt like 82 rushing yards, but there it is. I see that number right here, 82 rushing yards. Hasn't felt like the 49ers have done a lot on the ground at all. Only 29 so far for the Seahawks. That's a good number. That yards per rush number is a good number. This is a bad number. 5 penalties, 29 yards, and a turnover. So you're losing the penalty yardage battle. You're losing the turnover battle right now to the Seahawks. Otherwise, though, there you go. Kyle wants to see that time of possession. But unfortunately, all of those numbers only yield a 1-point lead for the 49ers. Let's look at some player box scores. Let's see what these guys are doing out here. Absolutely unimpressive half of throwing the football in this game. 91 yards for Gino, only 83 yards for Brock. Both quarterbacks have been sacked twice. Didn't feel like Christian McCaffrey was averaging 4 yards per carry, but there it is. He's doing it. 9 carries, 37 yards. Kenneth Walker III has been held in check out of the backfield catching the ball. As a matter of fact, he doesn't have a single reception. I thought that was a key to winning this game. Kenneth Walker III, 27 yards on 5 carries. That's all he's looking at. Couple of carries for Jordan Mason. I'd like to see this number more than double in the second half. This number has got to be 8, I would think, before this game is over. I want to see 8 carries. How about a carry for Garendo? Juwan Jennings is given at the office. Debo has not done much. Kyle Juszczyk, again, I like Kyle Juszczyk, but what he really does for this team is harder and harder to find the accolades for it week in and week out. Diamador Lenore's feeling scrappy. Yatir Gross-Matos has a sack in his first game of the year. It might not even be his first game of the year, but it feels like it. Did he play at all in the regular season yet? I don't know. I don't care. I will say this, as someone who does streams with Larry Krueger Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Wake Up, and I hope you plan on joining us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings here on YouTube. We get going around 9 a.m. West Coast time. Larry's audience is much more generous than you cheap fucks. I'm just going to put it out there. We a grand total, I've been on the air for 90 minutes, a grand total of 6 super chats. That's it? Come on. I'm not asking for these to be huge sums of money, but 6 super chats over 90 minutes, you cheap fucks. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Larry gets 30 all the time. All the time. So let's go. You know, you like me doing these things? Prove it. Maybe I will start coming on high as shit. Maybe that'll help the audience. This is from Bill M. He says, Damon, Kyle is aged because he can't figure it out. He's lost. I don't know. Look, Kyle's not lost. Kyle is not a lost coach. Okay? He's not a lost coach. Has he topped out? Has he peaked with the Niners? That's up for debate. Okay? That we can have a discussion about that. But again, the 49ers with one of the most successful offenses in a sport where offense is hard to find week in, week out, and they are. They had the third best offense in football, according to DVOA, or second best, whatever it was. I mean, it's just the Niners are better. The Niners' numbers are better than some of their results feel like. Really. Kyle is not lost or bad, but as effective as he used to be. So there's an honest debate to be had about that. Absolutely. There's a debate to be had there. By the way, Jed for Larry. There you see. Jedi's always in that Larry Super. Jedi's always in Wake Up. Jedi watches Wake Up. And I think, Jedi, you can confirm that is a much more generous with the Super Chats audience than what we got over here. There's no doubt about it. What is it? Kyle has white privilege. Kyle has white privilege. The motherfucker was in the Super Bowl last year. What are you talking about? You were in the Super Bowl last year. And a couple of years before that, you were in the Super Bowl. And then the years in between that, you're in the NFC title game. Kyle has white privilege. Dre Day. I'm sorry, dude. You're going to have to suck all the dicks talking like that. What, are you serious? Come on. See, Jared Phelps knows how to get a man drinking. You pay for it. I said if someone wanted a bottle pull, they were available, but there was a price point attached. Cheers and thank you. I guess this is the right way to spend halftime, if you don't mind me saying. Yeah. Okay. Ha. Yeah. Feeling it. Feeling good. Robbie Catalina, here you go, buddy. Rowe didn't know how to super chat until now. There you go, Robbie. Thank you for trying out something new. Here, my friend Greg Arjeze, Sorry, Greg. Arjeze says, here you go, Damon. Kyle's play calling sucks. Thank you. It has so far in this half. Not a lot has happened. Not a lot of impressive has been out there to find. I'll give you that much. But thank you very much. A very uninspiring half of football there from the 49ers. There's no pretending that was a world-beating half of football in any way, shape, or form. It came with a special teams mistake. It didn't come with a special teams catastrophic mistake. So, at least you got that going for you. Who can fire Kyle? Jed York. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jed York hasn't even thought of firing Kyle. Hasn't even crossed his mind. So if you need Kyle to get fired to be happy, it's going to be a long time before you know happiness. I'm just telling you. You can continue to, how about this? Wish in one hand, shit in the other. Tell me which one fills up first. Okay, so Estimate says he's a Nepo baby is probably what he means. So Nepo babies are the untalented sons of someone who gets the job and keeps it even though they suck at it. Kyle might have helped climb the ranks because his daddy's last name was Shanahan, but Kyle is not enjoying his station in life on the sweat of his father anymore. Joe Buck, being the son of Jack Buck, absolutely got him opportunities that he probably wouldn't have had extended to him earlier in his career. But Joe Buck is good at what he does and is now in the job no matter what his last name was. Nepo babies are the forever untalented. You want a Nepo baby from the world of football? I'll give it to you. Mark Davis. There is no amount of time that Mark Davis can spend around football where he has learned how to do one thing to improve a football team. He actually improved like getting the stadium done and paid for with using other people's money in Las Vegas. Like, he got that accomplished. That was more of a business Rubik's Cube than I thought he was going to be able to pull off. But he did it. And congratulations to him for doing it. As a guy who puts together a football team, the man is clueless. And but for his last name, Davis wouldn't have been allowed within 100 miles of a football decision in his life. But for the fact he is a Nepo baby. Nepo baby means your daddy was talented, you never were. That's Nepo baby. Kyle has long since graduated past that. Come on. We can pay for drinks? Mentos. Yes, you can pay for drinks. But you didn't say that you wanted to have me drink. You just asked if we can. Yes, there is an opportunity there for you, though, Mentos. Team is playing like duty today. MKG, you can feel free to swear. I mean, the word shit is actually more reputable than the word duty in this instance. We're all adults here. So thank you. HM Murdoch says, just here for the hang, brother. And here's a little something for the ganja jar. Well, thank you. That's what we're doing. We're just hanging out. If you want to throw a little something in the ganja jar, it is appreciated as always. This is Vishal. Purdy without Kittle is looking for open guys. He's throwing a CMC where Witherspoon had good coverage. That was a dumb throw. I hope Brock can step it up in the second half. Yeah, and I hope this 49ers defense continues on the path that they've started on here in the first half. And Seattle's just gotten the ball back. We have kickoff of the second half, and we are underway. But thank you, Vishal. Final halftime super chat coming from Modular Mammoth saying, waiting for Christian McCaffrey to still look like himself. It might take some time, but we have to see it. Kittle being out does not help in terms of run blocking. Yeah, when you are working on your red zone acumen, getting Christian McCaffrey back, really good. But, that being the second week after he returns means losing George Kittle means you're probably pushing, in terms of progress. McCaffrey back means you're getting a little bit better, but no Kittle to help you out in the red zone means you didn't get better at all, even with McCaffrey back. Player down on the field, a Seahawk down on the field. So a game that ended its first half on a snail's pace will begin its second half on a snail's pace. Great. Bench CMC. Sean, I don't think you understand what we're even doing here today. I don't think you understand what we're even doing over here. Bench Christian McCaffrey. Why? All right. Scrape that Seahawk off the football field. Who is that? Williams. Okay. All righty. So, by the way, my clock is frozen at 14:54. I'll let you know when the next ball is snapped so you can time where you're watching this with whatever time we're on over here. Damon, Mark Davis was the best example. Great job. Thank you. Collinsworth, Collinsworth's kid. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, Gina, Kittle was a scratch. He hasn't even dressed today. He's standing in a sweatshirt on the sideline. I'll tell you, the 49ers really do lead the NFL in guy who played well the week before, who you didn't even know was hurt, has now been scratched from the following game. The Niners feel like they lead the NFL in that category. Mysterious injury renders successful player out of next game. All right, 2nd and 8. The ball's just been snapped to Gino Smith, who uncorks one downfield, incomplete. Looks like Malik Mustafa was up in coverage right there. Nice job, Malik Mustafa. Damon giving Mark Davis hell never gets old. Thank you, Doc. I mean, he's earned it. Dre Day. He's figured out by the league. I guess you're talking about Kyle Shanahan. Admit it. Look, then every coach got figured out by the league because scoring is down everywhere. Yardage is down everywhere. Offense is getting its dick kicked in everywhere. And the Niners are still, for a team that's been figured out by the entire league, are one of two teams that is averaging more than 400 yards. And I told you that Gino Smith was going to send you a interception with love. He just pressed send. Gino Smith airmails one, and that is right into a 49ers arm as if the 49er were the intended receiver. What is Gino Smith even looking at over here? Gino just float one. Just floating one. Who's that, Rocky Sin? Isaac Yadam. Excuse me, it was Yadam. So now the 49ers have the ball at the 28-yard line. They're in great field position. Christian McCaffrey, again, who somebody said should be benched, just had his longest run of the day. That went about 9 yards right there for McCaffrey. So this is a good start to the half now all of a sudden for the San Francisco 49ers. Nick J does want you to know, hey, man, though, Mark Davis's haircut, undefeated. Oh, how about this? Connect time. Bronny James right now is the sports operational definition of nepotism, without a doubt. Bronny James, you shouldn't be getting a lot of minutes at USC, much less, in the NBA where he's getting no minutes. Yeah, a lot of Bronny James coming in here. Deion Sanders, 2025 coach for the Niners, Dre Day. Not a chance. Not a chance. Christian McCaffrey pushing a pile on 3rd and 1. That's a first down for the 49ers. Joe Schmo, why can't they score? Well, give them a chance here, Joe. This drive's not over. Otis Bird wants everyone to know, by the way, speaking of Mark Davis, the Raiders lost again. Of course they did. It was a football game. Of course they lost it. YOLO, dropping a super sticker. Thank you, YOLO. We'll take it for $2. Thank you very, very much. It goes right into the Ganja jar. And here's Brock Purdy again, getting it done with his legs, going out of bounds. And is that going to be a late hit against Purdy going out of bounds? I don't think I would throw it for that. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was intentional. We got repeat first down, holding on Aaron Banks. That's the second penalty of the day on Aaron Banks. Again, Dre Day, clutching a lot of pearls for Christian McCaffrey. He's going to get Christian McCaffrey's injured. Shaking my head, Kyle. Everyone on the football field could be playing their last play, next snap. Everyone, not just Christian McCaffrey. If the player is healthy to play, you play him. I would like to see some Garendo. I would like to see some Jordan Mason. But the whole he might get hurt, that explains the entire fucking field of athletes. Everyone might get hurt on any play. You cannot predict an NFL injury. You cannot prevent an NFL injury. If player before kickoff says, I'm healthy enough to play, what you're saying is I am healthy enough for my normal workload. Play me. I do, though, want to see Mason and Garendo still involved, not just in the name of sparing carries for McCaffrey, but those guys are good at what they do. They shouldn't be forgotten. Here's a tip from Chef A. Don't bet the horses. Thank you, Chef A. You're the best. I got a horse right here. His name's Paul Revere. Look at it this way, Chef A. You have tipped enough in your crackle, your brittle that you've given me, where you're good. You're spoken for as a member of the initiated. Robbie Catalina says Mark Davis looks like Simple Jack. I never even hold on. I've never even thought of that. But you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Mark Davis does have a little Simple Jack going about him. Oh, my God. Pot Liquor Hound says Hawks with 9 guys within the line of scrimmage because the 49ers receivers can't separate. Well, maybe. What I would like to see is a little play action then. Take advantage of all that overplaying the running game. And if they think that you can't separate, put Purdy under center and run play action, since that's one of the single most efficient plays in football as he's run it throughout his career. It feels like the Niners have really kind of abandoned it. Abandoning play action. Another flag on this play. Christian McCaffrey, though, gets a swing out of the backfield, takes it down to about the 10-yard line, but this thing probably is coming back because there is a flag on the play. There have been way too many flags on way too many plays so far in this game. Flags all over the place. Flags every single time I look up. 9 total penalties spread amongst these two teams. 7 going against the 49ers and 3 going against the Seahawks so far in this game. Too many flags. What was that one for? Trent Williams. The false start on Trent Williams? Dude, you better be perfect money. When are we going to talk about how Trent Williams has been a big combination of unimpressive and uninspiring this year? Six-yard completion to Christian McCaffrey. Again, the Niners are looking at 2nd and 19 after the Trent Williams hold. By the way, over 200 people in the room watching right now, 220, but we are yet at 200 likes. So if you haven't hit that like button, if you would, please. If you have not hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that if you would, please. If you have not offered up a super chat, always appreciate what we're doing. We break for super chats to look at what you say. You jump the line, and Brock Purdy is on his feet scrambling for down and distance, baby. Picked up about 6-7 there, did Purdy, I bet you. Going to be looking at 3rd and 15. So this has got red zone stall written all over it. Niners being their own worst enemies in the red zone with penalties and plays that put you behind the sticks. And it has been a frustrating year, there's no doubt. Third and 15. Underneath to McCaffrey, who gets tackled right away. Didn't even come close to throwing to the sticks right there. And it is time to get your Moody ring out. Hopefully Jake Moody keeps everybody's mood good here with a 33-yard attempt, which is the NFL equivalent of a bunny for place kickers right now. And Moody does put it right down the middle. Thank goodness. 10-6, 49ers, 9:26 remaining in the third quarter. And there you go. Larry wants to know who's part of the initiated. Well, those who have become members here of the channel are members of the initiated, Larry. So if you would like to be among the initiated and not just trained in the darkness, but having been born in it, you can go ahead and sign up for a membership. That is certainly always appreciated. Modular Mammoth says, I had a coworker that said the Raiders were a playoff team before this season. Again, there is truly, in my professional life of talking sports in the Bay Area, there is no fan base who is more grounded in untethered to reality delusion than Raiders fans. And it's just been like that for years. You know, there was never a Raiders season that didn't suck where Raiders fans weren't saying, oh, this is going to be our year. This is it. This is the year it all turns around. And it never does. Ever. And guess what? It never will. Not with Mark Davis there. MNS says, Denver put up 28 points today, Damon. Sorry, man, just disproving your comment earlier. What, 28 points? Is 28 points now the standard of that is great NFL offense? Okay, well, let's then go ahead and talk about what 28 points are in football. I'm going to go to team stats. Hold on. Okay, so 28 points. If you're saying that 28 points is like, oh, anyone does it, that right now is the fourth highest scoring average in football. The Washington Commanders are averaging 28 points per game. Only the Bills, Lions, and Baltimore Ravens are scoring more. The Baltimore Ravens average 31.8 points per game. The San Francisco 49ers, for all of their headaches, if you're saying that if the 49ers could only average somewhere around 28 points per game, if the Niners could just be in that world, that you would lay off of Kyle Shanahan a little bit? The 49ers are averaging 26 points per game. So the 49ers are 2 points off the pace of the fourth highest scoring average in all of football. And you're complaining constantly about the 49ers offense. There are two teams averaging more than 400 yards of offense per game in all of football. The Niners are one of them. And you're constantly complaining about the offense. Again, some of you should just stop watching football and kind of shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. Bosa, sack. Nick Bosa. Looking good there, Nick. Although Nick Bosa comes up hobbling a little bit, you can tell that his back was hurting him on that play. But Bosa got in, he got the sack, and he got up, and he didn't do much Donald Trump finger banging, point and finger, whatever that is, this new celebration. You can tell Bosa's hurt. Oh, yeah, he came up wincing. And he is all on his flank right there. You can see him. He is not comfortable. 2nd and 17 should make Seattle uncomfortable. Nice tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. You're going to want to get off the field here. Yeah, I saw somebody say, well, wait a minute, Kansas City still averages all those points. Kansas City scores every week. Kansas City is scoring fewer points per game than the San Francisco 49ers. Don't let facts get in the way of your stupid shit. Just keep on saying stupid shit. But the facts mean you don't know what you're talking about. The 49ers are struggling offensively, certainly in the red zone. But to say that the 49ers are struggling as an offense in the NFL means you don't watch football, nor do you know what you're talking about. So please, there's a reason why I guess you're watching my watch party today, not the other way around. Let's not just start making shit up. Bill's not happy, though. $2. Another damn field goal? Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a nice pass from Gino to DK Metcalf, who now has 4 catches for 49 yards. DK only had 3 catches the last time he played the 49ers. Javarius Ward and Diamador Lenore did a hell of a job on him back in week 6. And they're doing a pretty good job on him today, too. Screen to the tight end. Niners got all over it in pretty decent fashion, but that's about a 6-7 yard game. By the way, Nick Bosa is gimpy. Nick Bosa is not probably playing football anymore today. He just tapped out of this game. He just put his arm up and walked off. You can just see his gaits all wrong. All wrong. He's got an issue with his hip. He keeps on going to the left side of his own hip. He puts a hand upon his hip, and you dip, we dip, he dips. Gino uncorking one way downfield. Diamador Lenore, good coverage, no flags all the way through that. Nice job, Diamador Lenore, on Tyler Lockett. $96 million man getting it done in the slot right there. Great coverage by Lenore. A little hand fighting, little arm checking down the way, but no flags on anyone. Dipshit. See what I'm saying? You put my hand up on your hip and you dip, we dip, we dip. Again, this is just amazing. MNS. Don't tell me I don't know my facts, sir. No offense. Shanna sucks supporters always get mad. They just can't admit he sucks. Well, that's because all you need to do is you just open up the internet. Like, all you need to do is open up a box score, look at the rest of the NFL, and you've got emotions, son, getting in the way of the facts that it will tell you Shanahan doesn't suck. You want to know an offense that sucks? New England's. Go look at that. That's what shitty offense produces. You know an offense that sucks? Jacksonville's. Go look at Jacksonville's offense and then get back to me about how bad Kyle Shanahan is at his job. I don't know what to tell you. If just screaming into the abyss makes you feel better, then you should feel better by now. But saying Kyle Shanahan sucks is an admission that you have no clue what you're even looking at or how the league operates or what the 49ers do. You're volunteering to the rest of us that you are uninformed. That's what you just done. MNS, he sucks. Just say it. Yeah, 8 years, no rings, Damon. Most head coaches do not win Super Bowls in the history of football. 8 years, no rings. It took 21 years for Andy Reid to get his first. I mean, come on. 8 years, no rings. He keeps on going to Super Bowls. By the way, DK Metcalf, was that Jackson Smith and Jigba? He just set up a 1st and goal. While we've been arguing over here about what Kyle Shanahan does and does not do well, Nick Sorensen's unit has been disappointing a little bit here. And we've got ourselves a middle screen going to Smith and Jigba that's got the Seahawks at 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Here's Kenneth Walker. He's dancing, not going anywhere quickly. And it's going to be 2nd and goal. They take Nick Bosa's helmet from him. Again, you don't want to use facts. He lost 3. He was not the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons that day. Fuck off. I've never seen a head coach escape blowing a 28-3 Super Bowl with 0 criticism because of an offensive coordinator. Again, the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead, and it was their offensive coordinator who lost that Super Bowl. I mean, okay. We'll do whatever makes you comfortable, sweet cheeks. I mean, seriously. Touchdown Seahawks, by the way. Touchdown Seahawks, who are going to be back in front by 3 here. And Space Cowboy says, who are you going to replace him with? Dumb to just say fire him. Yeah, fire him now. For who, for what? You want to fire Kyle Shanahan before you hit the road to take on Buffalo and Green Bay? Is that the right move? Is that going to get you closer to the win column? Again, you sound like my kid wanting dessert before dinner. And here's this. One last time for you, MNS. Say that shit when we lose today. See, there's no doubt in my mind. You claim to be a 49er fan, but you want them to lose today. You do. You want to be right about Kyle Shanahan sucking more than you want Kyle Shanahan to be successful, which makes you a kind of fan that I don't know like when you came about or how you evolved into that, but what a miserable place to exist. You're a Niner fan, constantly rooting against the San Francisco 49ers. What's the point? Where's the happiness in that existence? Where is the there in living there? Don't you want the Niners to win today? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if the Niners win today by 50 points, I know some of you would be jerking off. You'd be so happy. And if the Niners win today by 1 point, it won't be enough. I don't care if they win by a fraction of a point. They just got to win this game today. And if they lose, yeah, the motherfucks can come on out and be thrown everywhere. But you don't even wait for the game to be over before you start motherfucking the entire operation, which I don't get. You know, Kyle Shanahan, he's no good. All right, already at this point in his career, he is historically the 3rd winningest head coach with the 3rd most playoff wins in the history of the franchise, and he's only been here for 8 years. Again, so tell me more about how bad he is at it. You know, when the only 2 names above him are Walsh and Seifert. Tell me more. Tell me more about how he is an incompetent nincompoop who cannot figure it out when he is the 3rd winningest coach ever in the history of the San Francisco 49ers. Jared Phelps, Thank you, Jared. Very generous. Coming in with $20 tucked into the Ganja jar. Damon, next drive, when get a touchdown, I want a shot and some Club Plus lights. Deal. Next touchdown will come with some Club Plus lights and a shot. For a 20 spot, you got it. Damon, that's your problem. Complacency. You were in the Super Bowl last year, you fucking greedy fucker. You were in the Super Bowl. A few years before that, you were in the Super Bowl. You want to change everything from the guy who keeps on going to the Super Bowl? Fuck you. Okay, I don't know any other way to say it. Go fuck yourself. You were in the Super Bowl last year. Nothing is good enough for me. Fuck. Jesus Christ. You're in the Super Bowl. You lost a Super Bowl in overtime. We're so far away. We're so far away from winning it all. We just lost a Super Bowl in overtime. Never been worse. You probably loved the Chip Kelly hire. Admit it. You loved the Chip Kelly hire. Fuck. You're right, Steve. Relax for the heart health. I'm going to have a second stroke arguing with people who don't even know what they're looking at. All right, 2nd and 7. Second and 7, 13-10, 49ers, 2:45, 44, 43. Ball is snapped. 2nd and 7. Got Jawan Jennings in a little space. Can't tackle him. You can't bring Jawan Jennings down. And that's a first down. Kenny Powers says, yeah, David Isaac's talking about El Stroco Loco. Yeah, tell me about it. Again, critical thinking is a good thing, DB. No, what, up to me to critical think? You guys can't open up a single stat sheet, look around the rest of the league, and find out that the 49ers offense is actually pretty fucking good? Stephanie says these keyboards warriors can't do nothing but copy what one person said. Get off the fire, Kyle Shanahan bullshit already. That's the thing. We got a few people who got Madden. So they think they know football. Second place every year, moron. Yeah, second place is pretty fucking good, you dipshit. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know how many fans would kill to be the Super Bowl runner-up? Often? I mean, I know you want to win the game, but guess what? So does every other fan base. You ain't special not for a fucking heartbeat or a millisecond. There's nothing special about wanting to win a Super Bowl. Nothing. The problem isn't Kyle. It's a lack of depth. Earmarking money for Purdy, flopping on early round draft picks, nothing in free agency, going for Hargrave. Yes, those things hurt. Space Cowboy, thank you very much. Those things hurt. Jesse coming in. I'm tired of arguing with people who literally prove I don't know what I'm looking at. Well, I didn't look at a Super Bowl, so it wasn't good. You know, somebody said the 49ers aren't prepared to win the Super Bowl. Well, the Super Bowl's not today, is it? This is not the Super Bowl. Last time I checked, this was the Seahawks in Week 11. Third and 5. Get it done here. Get it done. 3rd and 5. Again, Purdy in the shotgun. Who's he got? Garendo next to him? Is that Mason? Stupid chatters win stupid prizes. Thank you. All right, 3 quarters down. 3 quarters down. Which means it's fourth quarter time, boys and girls. Welcome to your fourth quarter. It is great to have you here. My name's Damon. Like and subscribe, if you would, please, to everything that you're looking at. Yo, bro, it's not much to drop the jar from me. Bang, bang, Niner gang, all the way from Memphis. Thank you, Barry. Thank you very much, Barry. Always appreciate you. You've been generous as the day is long since you jumped in here for the first time many, many months ago. Appreciate that. Let's see. It is time for me to tell you. Hold on. Matt, I know you're just got in here pushing a bunch of buttons. So am I. When I start pushing buttons, that means you don't push anything. Thank you very much. My producer in here helping me out. Here we go. This is what I wanted to tell you about. My man Ike has got a great sandwich for you. If you order it by now, it's probably going to be at your house before kickoff of Sunday Night Football. Get yourself to Ike's. If you get yourself to Ike's, make sure you signed up for the Love Rewards app program, okay? Because he's got free chips, free drinks, things and combo meals for you to win every single time you go in there and make a purchase on the Ike's Love Rewards app. You earn your way towards free sandwiches. And who doesn't like free sandwiches? You can also be signed up to win a contest that's going to fly you and a buddy to New Orleans, all expenses paid, to go to a little game at the Superdome that will be played at the end of this football season. So that's why you should be eating at Ike's. And if you don't have an Ike's anywhere near you, I'm sorry, your life needs to be better. That's how good Ike's sandwiches are. We want to thank our friends at the Dubliner for always getting it done and taking care of such good care of us. All the Ploozers who walk in there, you say hi to Kenny when you walk on in, and you will be taken care of like a champ at the Dubliner. West Portal, great bar, trust me. And our good friends at BetUS right now, use that promo code YouTube150 when you sign up for 150% sign up bonus, up to $2,000 on your very first deposit. YouTube 150 is the promo code to use over at BetUS, who is powering this live stream. And again, welcome to the fourth quarter. Welcome to Damon Bruce Plus. If you're just joining us, if you're one of the nearly 250 people in the room right now, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. And that way, when we go live, you won't miss a thing. But you hit that like button right now, this show starts cranking up here at the end of the fourth quarter as people start coming in for a little post game. Good run for McCaffrey up the middle on 3rd and 5. He went right over Aaron Banks, who has had a little bit of a questionable day. So it was good to see that happen. Right through the middle, Brendel and Banks, good job on a seal block. McCaffrey, first down after he picked up the yards before he got cut down. And that's good for business right there. Let's bring up the game cash, shall we? Boom. Here we are. We're in the middle of a big drive here. 49ers find themselves down by 3 to division opponent Seattle. Early in the fourth quarter, Brock had that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage out of his hands. It falls to the ground innocently enough. Nothing to worry about there. 2nd and 10. Live to fight another down. And all right, Matt, you can get back at it now. I'm done with the promos. There he is. Thank you, Matt. YouTube user, what up, Damon Bruce, here in Mexico City, catching the game before I see Paul McCartney in concert later tonight. Oh, he got the shrooms ready to go. Nice. Nice. Have a great time doing shrooms at a McCartney concert in Mexico tonight. That doesn't sound fun at all. We got ourselves a completely thrown away play because it was a handoff to Debo in the backfield. And I have been saying this about Kyle. He should be listening to my channel, and he would have stopped running plays for Debo in the backfield a long time ago. He continues to do that to no effect. Absolutely no effect. Bobby Cantanella says, fired Dave Roberts. He lost one game in the World Series. Who are these gash rashes? Drink some, DB. Thank you. Yeah. It's a lot of people who just shouldn't be watching football these days. Sports are not for everyone. Purdy First down to Juwan Jennings on 3rd and 11. Boy, did the Niners need that play. When we go back, if the Niners win this game and talk about the tiny, big plays that maybe didn't feel like big plays at the time, that was huge. Huge. What a nice route by Jennings, man. He put the stutter step on him, put the hezzy, put the curl at the top of the route on him, just arm fighting with Witherspoon through the whole way through. Juwan Jennings is a bad man right there. 7 catches, 70 yards in this game for Juwan Jennings. Flip to McCaffrey. Picks up a couple. You Trippin says, can we get a Pearsall sighting? Yeah, I got to go to the box score here real quick. How many times has Pearsall even been targeted today? I don't know if he's got a catch. Ricky Pearsall, 2 targets, no catches. That's a tad uninspiring. All right, let me get back to the game cast. Ten-play, 51-yard drive. Here we go. Christian McCaffrey picks up about 8. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Tick, tick, tick. J Ram says, cowing cut. Yeah, dude, look, Kyle hates rookie wide receivers. Just, that's it. That there's, Kyle hates rookie wide receivers. Ricky Pearsall included, Jacob Cowing, all of them. He hates his rookie wide receivers. First down. McCaffrey fell forward. He got his first down. There is a flag, though, on the play. Holding 49ers. Is it on Brendel? Yep, holding on Jake Brendel. Jesus, Jake. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, he did get his arm around his neck. Red zone kryptonite. Niners do sell it to themselves. They really do. 3rd and 11 from the 21-yard line for Brock Purdy. He's got 4 wide receivers out in the pattern. Finds Juwan Jennings, who absolutely runs through 2 dudes, moves the pile, picks up the first down. Look, I'm telling you, later on today, when you're looking for Juwan Jennings' wallet, it's the one that says bad motherfucker on it. It really is. Juwan Jennings, baby. That was mannish. He pulled 4 Seattle Seahawks across the line of scrimmage, across the line to gain to pick up that first down. Big play, Juwan. Juwan Jennings has made 2 huge plays on this drive. JJ is an animal. Yes, William Christopher Dean. Animal. No doubt about it right there. Reception to McCaffrey. That's going to get the ball inside the 5. I agree with you here. Juwan is that dude. I'm convinced the most dependable player on the roster. Hand down. I mean, offensively, he's incredible. You know, he really is a really good player for a guy who's not particularly that fast, not the greatest route runner you're ever going to see, not great in, a phone booth. He's just a football player, man. That's all there is. Sometimes you just are a football player, and that's what Juwan Jennings is. Speaking of Juwan Jennings, touchdown. Juwan Jennings. Nice little design there. Really good play. Brought up by Kyle and company. A lot of misdirection. Juwan Jennings was wide open in the corner of the end zone, standing at about the 2-yard line, and Purdy just flipped it to him, and that was easy. When it's all said and done, That got easy. Oh, well, geez, the corner went totally. Juwan Jennings will never be more wide open in his entire life. That's why that got easy. Space Cowboy. Fire Kyle. That touchdown was an accident. Yeah. 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 Thank you, Stream. Red Jet. Needed that one. Juwan is our MVP, and it's not even close. Valen, I mean, if you had to, if you know, who is the MVP of this team right now? I mean, it might be Diamador Lenore. It might be Fred Warner. Might be Juwan Jennings. It's Brock Purdy. I mean, without him, what do the 49ers even have without him right now? Good God. Love it when the stream is ahead of Xfinity. Oh, we're ahead of you? Oh, Xfinity, get your shit together. He's certainly this, Vishal. He's MVP of the game. Juwan Jennings, MVP so far this early second half, no doubt. Space Cowboys going with Fred Warner. MNS going with Jennings. Oh, and you're totally right. A member, Jared Phelps, said, Damon, you promised us a shot in the Club Plus. I did. I totally forgot. I got so excited. Here we go. Boom. Disco lights on. Squeaky disco ball on. Let me get it. There you go. Now you can see me. Jared, you're right. If nothing else, Damon Bruce is a man of his word. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Well, Michter's, baby. Keep a little in the mustache for later. There you go. Look at, can you hear the America's squeakiest disco ball? Niners scored. All right, there you go. I told you it'd be a celebration you would never, ever forget. There it is. I didn't say I would keep it on the entire game. We're doing business over here. But Jared, there you go. Hopefully we did it. Definitely need some real defense on this set of downs. You were right about that. Never daunted. Here it is. I mean, you're going to win or lose the game right here. This defensive series. Get a stop, get off the field, get the ball back, put another touchdown up, and get out of this game with the win that you need. Damon, the stream is ahead of the red zone. How's that even possible? Damon, bring in Mr. T. You know, I'm guessing Tom is going to take a week for himself, right? There it is. Damon, take that disco light pull. I did it. I did it. We did hop into the club there. Squeaky disco ball's a hit. Red Jet liked the pull. Just like last week, it's now time for the defense to step up late. That is from Philip Don Michael Johnson Thomas. I agree. Now's the time. Bill M. Touchdown. JJ. Drink up. I did, Bill. I did. I got it for you. Yeah. How is it my bunny ear antenna connected to the TV is faster than the $200 a month I spend on DirecTV? Well, that's because those bunny ears are just grabbing the game right out of the sky, where your DirecTV antenna is pulling it down from a satellite that's thousands of miles that way. So there's your difference right there. Don't sleep on bunny ears. Bunny ears used to get the job done. Michelle is at the game. She's saying it is freaking loud as fuck over here. There you go, Michelle. Thanks for watching from the stadium. Always great to have Habes the Babes in here. She is a diehard loyalist when it comes to going to games. Damon getting loose. I mean, I don't know about getting loose. A couple of shots for a man my age. Should be able to do that when you're a man my age. Yeah, I saw that too, you tripping. Bosa took off the tape. Bosa's done for the day. You could tell by the way he walked off the field. There is something wrong with his hip. And the real question is going to be, is Bosa playing on the road trip? Because here is how it all set up for the 49ers coming out of Tampa. It was a must-win at home against a division opponent, and then a must-split on the road between Green Bay and Buffalo. Will Bosa play next week? It's a legit question that we can start asking right now. Damon, why did you get fired from KNBR? Didn't get fired. I left to take the afternoon drive job, which paid a huge amount of money to me over at 95.7 The Game. So I left KNBR and then got laid off because radio can't afford actual talent anymore. Don't forget, Mr. BMW Lotus, to lick my balls. By the way, you are not likable. Good. I'm tired of people trying to be likable all the time. Like me, aren't I cute? I'm the fucking reality check your bitch ass needs. You're welcome. 3rd and 5. Get off the field here right now, 49ers defense. Little draw up the middle. Defense did its job. They tackled. That is short of the line to gain. Kenneth Walker III. Short of the line to gain. Again, you come off as a total dumbass. Just sit here and keep watching and commenting. Again, if it was so bad, why are you watching? Why are you in here? Why are you watching? You suck, Damon. Can't turn that shit off, but you suck. 4th and 1. Huge moment in the game right here. 49er defense is going to give it up. Oh, man. Oh, 49ers defense had a chance to get off the field and the ball back in midfield, and unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. Nice little run there by Kenneth Walker III. So it's 1st and 10, 5:50 to play. 49ers cannot give up a touchdown. Just across midfield are the Seahawks. 1st and 10. Ball snapped, handed off. Nice tackle, Leonard Floyd. Got him right there, right at the point of the handoff. That might even be he lost a yard, maybe even on that. Back to the line of scrimmage at best. Oh, 2nd and 9. He picked up a yard. There you go. Yeah, Devondre Campbell. Devondre Campbell's getting a little bit better. Little bit better. Second and 9. 5 minutes to play. Gino so wants to throw an interception. Gino wants to throw a pick. I know he does. 2nd and 9, though. He finds Smith and Jigba on the sideline. If he got his feet in. I mean, that looks out of bounds to me. No. Wow. Jackson Smith and Jigba is inbounds by an eyelash. An eyelash. Wow. Incredible, all things considered, really. That is some good pylon cam right there. That is some good pylon cam. I mean, 1 knee equals 2 feet. It's not even about the feet. There's a challenge. I think the Niners are about to lose this challenge. Again, how am I not there telling them what to challenge, what not to challenge? I think the Niners are about to lose this challenge. And here's the thing. If there is a touchdown Seattle at the end of this drive, that's a timeout that you're going to wish you had at the end of the day. Damon, this is not good by the 49ers defense on a suspect at best Seattle offense. Again, did you know that Seattle led the NFL in passing yards per game? They don't do much running the ball, but they throw it pretty damn well. They do. All right. Foot is out. Modular saying the foot is out. That toe is out. So it went from foot to toe in just 2 comments. That angle looked like he was out when he caught it, but then from that reverse angle, I thought he might have been in. And again, that toe was out, but was his knee down before that toe went out? 1 knee equals 2 feet. His toe is out. Pinky toe. Oh, we got someone. Pinky toe. 49er red zone. Rock out with your toe out. Rock out with your toe out, indeed. Oh, someone's calling it a toenail. Yeah, I don't think they're overturning this. I think that was ruled on the field a catch. I don't think it's definitive. I don't think they're going to overturn it. And there you go. Back from commercial break, and the call stands. I mean, it was close. It was an eyelash, but so close that I knew they weren't going to overturn that. And if I worked for the 49ers, they'd still have their challenge right now. Big 3rd and 1, clearly 2 down territory no matter what here. So what do you do on 3rd and 1? Yeah, stands. I'm telling you. Dude, man, there's a reason why you're watching the channel, I would hope. JRam18 says Kyle knows his best chance was last year. Hey, you might be right. You might be right. But that's not going to help you today. So you just want to get a stop here, and that's all you want to do. No, like last year ain't happening ever again. That ship sailed. 4th and inches. 4th and inches. Fred Warner firing up the troops. 4th and inches. Massive play in this game right here, right now. Looks like they're going to go a little just right up the middle. No, I don't think they got it. I don't think they got it. I think the 49ers defense went ahead and got the job done. There's a lineman running in, though, looking to spot the ball. Where is he going to spot this football? This is all up to the football spot. All up to the spot of this ball, but this looked a little short. This looked a little short. I mean, I think he's short. I think he's short. That should be 49ers ball. That should be 49ers ball. If the ref really wants to come on in and give this thing a bad spot, yeah, that's available to him as well. But is that 49er ball? Boom. I think that's 49ers ball. I just went to commercial break. I don't have the volume up in here. stopped. Never daunted. Niner ball. Defense stood up like a boss. Thank you, B-Star. That was big. And so now it's simply about possessing the ball, killing clock. I mean, this is officially time when you're looking for a 4-minute drive. 4 minutes left in this game. Huge. All right. So now, Kyle, get this clock ticking. Get this clock ticking. Don't be so predictable on first down with a run that it gets stuffed and you're looking at 2nd and 10. How about a little screen? How about a little, tight end screen to Eric Saubert? I can promise you Seattle's not looking for that right here. How do you catch Seattle off guard? Probably not just by running it on first down, right? Certainly by not running it with Debo coming out of the backfield. That doesn't get you shit, almost not never. So how is this going to go down? How is this going to go down? I don't know if I'm going to get the cover that I asked for in this game when I bet over on BetUS, but 49ers are in position to just play good football here and win this game. If you want to get right on Sunday night, again, check out BetUS. This live stream being powered by BetUS. 150% sign-up bonus when you use promo code YouTube150 on your first deposit up to $2,000. Our guys at the Dubliner are pouring the best Guinnesses you will find. The Guinness are poured right, the temperature's right, and you'll be happy to be hanging out at the Dubliner as soon as you get there in West Portal. And if you go across the street at Elena's, the place is a great restaurant. Dubliner is a great, great place to wait while you're waiting for your table over there. And of course, my man Ike's. There's no food at the Dubliner. You want to walk in there with your own sandwich from Ike's? They'll let you do that too, man. Bring Ike's to the Dubliner. Tell Kenny that I said hello and use BetUS. And that is how you take care of your sponsors during a commercial break. Welcome back. My name's Damon. Hit like and subscribe, my good friends. That is how the algorithm is about to push this video out to the masses by you hitting like and subscribe right here, right now. Christian McCaffrey, 11 yards up the middle. Hey, diddle, diddle, one of McCaffrey's best runs of the day. Niners leading by 4, under 4 minutes to play. Huge drive. A game-winning drive is what the 49ers are sitting on right here, right now. All they got to do is get this to triple zeros. That's it. Ultimately, getting into field goal range to make it a 7-point game. Super duper. Polishing this off with a touchdown. Now that's how you step on a team's neck. We'll see if the 49ers do it here. Little handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey, that one the Seahawks saw coming. Little predictable. Flag on the play. We'll see where that flag gets assessed. Oh, I got to catch a little volume on this bad boy so I can hear what's going on. Holding. Defense. Holding on Seattle. Seahawks accused of cheating right here in real time. This is Panache Chingada. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that. Let's go Niners. Let's finish this. It is finishing time right here. Right now, holding on the defense. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. First and 10. Pitch to McCaffrey. Looking left side. Seahawks were all over that. McCaffrey got nothing. Is there a timeout being used? How come this clock isn't ticking? It's frozen at 3 minutes, and McCaffrey was just tackled in bounds. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Again, thanks very much for the super. By the way, I said, Larry, we'll just be doing shows together on a Wednesday, and he'll get like 30 super chats inside of one show. Here we are. Oh, we're around 30 super chats. So thank you very, very much. I do appreciate that. Again, I feel like the stripper walking around the club with my G-string out like Tuck a Buck, but this is the world we're living in now. Never daunted. How about some slants for the love of God? Yeah, something simple, something that has worked throughout the ages. I mean, yes, that'd be nice. How about a few screen passes? Again, was anyone thinking tight end screen to Eric Saubert? Like that wouldn't have caught the entire world off guard right there? Oh, new Brock Purdy commercial. Something called Arret. I don't even know what that is. Brock Purdy selling things I've never even heard of. I don't care what the final score is. Obviously, I'd like to win by 6 since I put 100 on this game, but just get the win column. It's all the 49ers need to do. This is a division opponent that has yet to win a game in the division, I believe. This is a division opponent that is 1-4 in conference. This is a Seattle team coming off of a bye week, as desperate as a football team could be. There won't be a lot of people who are going to tell you that they loved this game today. It wasn't a game that was built for anyone to love. But if they win it, it's all they need to do. All they need to do. I will say this, Seattle does have 9 dudes in the box. If there was ever a time for a play action, hey, how are you, going way downfield, this would be it right here. 3:02 left on the clock. 2nd and 11 for the 49ers. Purdy is 19-25 on the day. McCaffrey, he is over 100 yards from the line of scrimmage today, catching and receiving. Purdy, that ball was a little high, out of the reach of Debo. That's going to set up 3rd and 11. This is basically 4-down territory, is it not? This is 4-down territory. Yeah, by the way, now you got Greg Olsen counting the number of Seahawks. I'll tell you, when Purdy does right, we say so. When he does wrong, we say so. That was a lousy pass. That was too high. If that pass were supposed to be, that is 1st down, Debo Samuel. That was not a good pass by Brock Purdy. That was too high. Juwan Jennings catches the ball, knocked back, and then, is he out of bounds? Don't go out of bounds, Juwan. Yeah, clock's still ticking. He didn't, but that is 4th down. Yeah, I didn't mean go for it on 4th and 11, but I thought, you pick up about 4 or 5 yards there, you might think of going for it on 4th and 5, 4th and 6 from where you are, just kind of on the edge of the Moody field goal range too. So Seattle's called a timeout. The Seahawks will have only 1 timeout remaining. Smiley V. By the way, I haven't seen Smiley Dan in here today. I hope everything's okay with Smiley Dan. He says, Kyle is going to Kyle. We Kyling? Is this a little too early in the Christmas season to go a Kyling? All right. Punt from a backup punter. Oh, coffin corner here inside the 5. No, we got flags. We got whistles. We got whistles. Blow the play dead. Blow the play dead. What are these officials even talking about? Was this a mistake on Seattle? Would someone try to call 2 timeouts in a row? What the hell just happened? I'm sorry, I don't have any volume up in here, so I have no idea what's going on in this game. But Seattle sideline is pissed. That's a frustrated head coach. Mike McDonald, not happy, punts away, and that was a terrible punt, just bounces right into the end zone. And so here it is. It's going to be the 49ers defense, which is going to have to win this game. They got 80 yards to defend. Seahawks got a singular timeout. And we got 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So the clock will stop twice. Seahawks can stop it once, and the 2-minute warning will obviously stop it. I remember the days when we used to go live at the 2-minute warning. Those days are behind us now. We are doing full live watch parties, for goodness sakes. That's where we are in the evolution of the channel. Gino Smith, I'm telling you, he still wants to throw another interception in this game. I know he does. I know Gino's got another one in him. I feel it. I feel it. Feel it in my plums. All right. Oh, and now we got another challenge because DK Metcalf looked like he just picked up a first down. Is Kyle going to blow another challenge here? Were his feet down? It shouldn't be that hard to see. DK Metcalf is wearing neon green shoes. So that's one. And here is the other. Oh, he's out of bounds. Oh, DK Metcalf is totally out of bounds on this. Unless that is grazing, then unless he's down there. No, that foot is up. This is a good challenge by the 49ers. This should get reversed. This should put the Seahawks back behind the sticks. I think Kyle got this one right. Red Jet. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Hey, look, another challenge, but I think the Niners are going to get this one right. Unless they say that there is a little toe down on the initial catch, but how could you even control the catch at that point? I need to see it from another angle. But from the angle that I'm looking at, I do think this could get reversed. It depends on when they're saying they picked his right foot up, because his left foot is on the turf. Is he dragging his toe on the turf at all? The right foot comes down. That's the first foot established down in bounds. And then his left foot, when that comes down, that's way out of bounds. So they're going to say that he either had a toe down on his left foot before he took the step with his right foot. And that's the way that the Seahawks would win this challenge. But man, I think that's a catch. Yeah, I do. It's really subtle, but I do think he has the left foot dragging as the right foot comes down, and then the left foot goes way, way out of bounds. Call stands. counting the foot before the catch? They're counting that foot being down right at the catch. That's for sure. Here's the thing. I don't mind that challenge. I don't. I like it more than the other one. That was worth looking at. I understand why Kyle did that, but now he has one timeout, and if for some reason Seattle goes down and scores a touchdown, I already know where criticisms are going to begin post-game. Second and 5. Gino. I know he wants. Oh, nice tackle. Devondre Campbell. I mean, just met Kenneth Walker right where he caught the ball and just went down right there. So it is third down. Are the Seahawks going to try to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning? I don't think they will. Oh, they are going to try to get a playoff. Gino finds the first down. Jackson Smith and Jigba just sat down right after he got across the line to gain, and that's a first down, Seattle. Bad coaching, bad referees. How do we even watch these games anymore? How do I watch these games anymore? Again, I'd rather watch a bad football game than most good anythings in the world of entertainment. Kind of a football guy. By the way, I see the heat being turned up on Trent Baalke, at least on social media. Anyways, no, look, Dave, this is a game that the minute it is over, we will do everything we can to forget it. This is going to be a game where it's right on to, let's go right on to Green Bay. There's nothing to really look back at, to learn from this game. If the 49ers are able to survive it, they will have gotten their job done. It won't be a good day. It won't be a day that makes anybody feel more confident about any ultimate playoff prize that could be waiting for the 49ers. This is not a great day of football. Don't need to be great today. How many times have the Niners been great in the regular season, but then not in the postseason? So who cares if you were great at any point in time in the regular season? The 49ers just need to put this game in the win column. That is it. That is the only mandate. That is the only thing that has to happen. And, I'm sure someone will say, Damon, you're just making excuses. No, I'm not making excuses. I'm dialing up reality. Style points need not apply to a single win remaining on the 49ers schedule. It is just about stacking the wins. That's it. So we will see if they get to stack this one today. Surviving Kyle Shanahan, Season 8, Episode 10. when you put it that way, it's pretty funny. Have the 49ers won 2 in a row this season? Yes. As a matter of fact, they're enjoying that 2-game winning streak right now. They beat Dallas, and then they beat Tampa Bay after the bye. So they're looking for their 3rd win in a row today. But they've only won back-to-back games once. There you go. Must be Trouble knows what we're talking about over here. Remember Turkey on the 50? Avenge the turkey. Absolutely. Avenge. I just know Gino Smith has an interception in him. I know it. He uncorks one. Picks up about 8 yards to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Minute 40, 45. 2nd and 3. Ball just over midfield. Gino, that ball short to DK Metcalf. He short-armed that one. So clock's going to stop in a minute 36, bringing up a 3rd and 3. Gino Smith, 0-5 against the 49ers is the graphic right now in the lower third. 29 points allowed in the last 2 minutes of a second half is the most in the NFL. 49ers defense, second most in the NFL. Only the Bengals have given up more points in football games at the point in this football game is in. 3rd and 3, right here though. Ball at midfield. Gino, shotgun, steps up, finds Smith and Jigba. No, excuse me. Is that Tyler Lockett? No, that was Smith and Jigba. 1st down. Seattle's coming. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Inside the 35-yard line now are the Seahawks. Minute 10 remaining. Sack. Leonard Floyd, good to see you. Leonard, good to use your name for the first time in a long time, and your timing could not have been better. By the way, Yatir Gross-Matos spun Smith around before he was cleaned up. And now Gino is running for his life, and he's running well. He slides at the 20, 1st down, 40 seconds left. 1 timeout. Clock is ticking. Oh, man. Let's go. Let's go. Niners defense needs somebody to turn this ball over right here. Seattle's got some momentum on its side right here, right now. Ever since I read that graphic about how only the Cincinnati Bengals have allowed more points in this scenario in a football game than the Niners have allowed at this point in time. Not good. We got a timeout on the field. Seahawks just took their last timeout. D-line looks a little gassed. I mean, I don't know. They just came up with a sack before they got a quarterback who's good on his feet running past them. Ball snap. Gino Smith gets it out quickly again to Njigba, who runs through a Devondre Campbell tackle, but not for much more. Tick, tick, tick. 26, 25, 24, 23. 2nd and 2. Ball's at the 12. Oh, you like pressure? You got some pressure here today. Gino is looking to run this into the end zone, and he will. Oh, my God. Gino effing Smith. It is 12 seconds remaining, and the 49ers defense just fucked up this game royally. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Over 300 of you in the room right now, and I'm guessing more than the 300 of you in the room right now are pissed, and you are rightfully pissed. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Full stop. This is terrible. Oh, Gino Smith is hitting the crowd with the night-night. Kyle Shanahan looks like he'd rather be anywhere else in the world. He's staring at the tips of his toes. Niners just had lots of dudes drop back in coverage, left no spy at all on Gino Smith. Nobody is looking at Gino. Nobody. By the time Fred Warner saw him scamper off, it was too late. Wow. Somewhere Steve Wilkes smiles. Nick Sorensen and company, Brandon Staley and company, not improving this team at the trade deadline. John Lynch, Kalia Davis. Oh, great. Niners are going to go into the loss column today. They're going to 5-5. On a day where the Rams picked up a win, on a day where the Seattle Seahawks have picked up an upset win, and on a day that the Arizona Cardinals right now The Arizona Cardinals right now are in a bye week. But yeah, the must win before the must split doesn't look like it's going to be won. That's for sure. 300 IQ Gaming. LOL, what's your excuse now, Damon? What's your excuse for this shit team? Season is over. Oh, dude, my excuse is this is football. My excuse is teams that go to the playoff one year don't go back the next year. What is happening to the 49ers is an incredibly normal, happens all the time thing in football that shouldn't leave you going like, oh, what am I looking at? What you're looking at is an aging team who is just not executing the way it needs to. Oh, what? Debo was going to get all clever with that. They're going to do the flip the ball back a million times, lateral, lateral, lateral. I mean, that's all they really got left. Oh, look, there's no way to pretend that this isn't a devastating loss. There's no way to pretend that this loss doesn't shoot a huge bullet into this season. It's a huge loss. It's a massive loss. I still don't think Kyle is an incompetent and Brock is bad at it. What you saw was a rested team out of a bye week beat a team that didn't have George Kittle, and George Kittle is the only guy who gets to operate with any sort of, skill level in the red zone, apparently. 2 touchdowns scored by Seattle since Nick Bosa left the game is what they just had in the graphic. Yeah, Nick Bosa went out with that hip pointer, and it was a whole different world. All right, throw the ball back to Seattle, and this is a clown show. The Seattle Seahawks had beaten the San Francisco 49ers with a horrendous defensive fourth quarter, a horrendous opportunity to get off the field several different times by this defense on the last drive of the game, and they could not do it. And the San Francisco 49ers just suffered the loss they really could not stand to suffer. That is bad. That is all day and night long bad. No pretending it isn't. Is it devastating? How about this? The 49ers have walked all the way to the end of it's devastating diving board, and the next loss that they can't afford to take will have officially pushed them off of it. They're in an awful lot of trouble now. The 49ers are in an awful lot of trouble now. There is no denying that in any way, shape, or form. '49ers got out-yarded by the Seahawks, 289-277. Wow. $131 rushing yards for the 49ers. In 8 penalties, 54 yards, but they won the time of possession. Just bad, man. That is bad news. Bad news. Greg RJZ. This team is flushing blows, Damon. Kyle is garbage. Again, Kyle is garbage every week they lose. All the weeks they lose, he's always garbage. We knew that. Is that seat starting to warm up, Joseph? No, not really. No, it isn't. Until Kyle has lost the confidence of Jed York, which he hasn't, he is not in trouble. But this season's in trouble. I don't think there's much denying that. This season is in trouble. And the 49ers are a team that really cannot get out of their own way far too often in football games. There have been too many penalties, another special teams mistake, which really didn't haunt the Niners. But again, you had Jordan Mason trying to field a kickoff, went off his thigh. That ball could have bounced back to Seattle right there. And it's a level of not demanding that improve, which I do think starts creeping into the rest of the locker room. If we're going to let An element of our football team becomes so frustrating that Debo's yelling at Tabor Pepper in games that you win. How's the harmony going to be in the locker room after this game that they lost? And they lost it all with Seattle putting together at the end of this game today, hold on. An 11-play, 80-yard drive. An 11-play, 80-yard drive in the final 2 minutes and 26 seconds left, and it's a disaster. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, over 600 people in the room right now. Welcome to a little post game here. We've been doing a full game live stream since the kicked off. If you're just joining us right now, it's great to have you. This is a pissed off chat room. It looked like a chat that was going to be satisfied with a inglorious but utilitarian level victory. And that was not how the game ended. An 11-play, 80-yard drive given up by this 49er defense is where it all goes away. Hit that like button. Hit that like button right now. It is free to you. It costs absolutely nothing to hit that like button, and it makes this channel grow. It sends the algorithm all around the plus, or it sends the plus all around the algorithm. Fuji Simeon, after the season, is Sorensen one and done as a defensive coordinator? Maybe. Dan Serrano says, Kyle, a.k.a. Buzz Killington, enjoy the process, fam. Oh, boy. This is Larry promised the best stretch of football with urgency in the locker room. I saw none of that today, and it makes me sick. Ricardo Rodriguez. Yeah, it was, a game where you saw the Niners go 3 and out, their very first sequence of the day, and that is always a sign of bad things to come. There is no team that sort of reveals to you what the afternoon might look like more in its first drive than the 49ers do week in, week out. And they were behind the 8 ball right away in this one. Defend Kyle now. You're delusional, buddy. Joseph, he's still a pretty damn good coach. A bad game today doesn't mean I'm going to rewrite whether or not I think you're a good or bad coach. This is an any given league week. Anyone could lose to anyone at any time. You know that. I know you do. But this one hurts. This one hurts. Bill M. Damon, if you hold a team to 20 points in the NFL, you should win. It is not the defense's fault. Well, here's the thing. I hear you. If you do hold a defense to 20 points in the NFL, you should win. And honestly, when you get held to 17 points, you're going to lose those games. But the mission was clear. You had a stop. At any point in time in that final drive, you win the game. So that really turned into the, can you prevent this team from scoring on a this possession ball game? And the Niners couldn't prevent it. The Niners could not prevent this team from scoring when they needed it the most. By the way, Fuji Simeon says, hopefully Bosa can play next week. Yeah, we'll find out. We will find out. Hopefully, I'll tell you what, hopefully Kittle can play next week, because a big reason you got stuck at 17 points is because one guys on this team who actually knows how to score touchdowns wasn't out there to do it today. Heck Dell says, thought this offense would find its identity today, and I did too. I mean, the time to just keep on waiting to look good, you've run out of time. If you don't start turning it around from here now, this is who you are. No doubt about it. This is who you are. If there was ever a time to go to the Dublin or West portal for a Guinness, it's right now if you're a Niner fan. If there were ever a time to start, emotional eating, now is the time. Order Ike's. And if you just lost $100 and you got to double down on Sunday Night Football, go to BetUS and do that there. Man, brutal loss for the 49ers. Wonder Boy with the super chat. Thank you for hitting the ganja jar, Wonder Boy. Sick of the Debo jet sweeps. Amen. Get those jet sweeps right out of that playbook. They do nothing. They uncork nothing. You're actually hurting your offense with Debo jet sweeps. Also, just want to say hi to all the Gen Zers that are new to the NFL. The 49ers are going to have to get faster and younger in 2025. Yeah, I would agree with that. Space Cowboy again. Damon, defense is trash. Cannot make a stop when it matters the most. Couldn't get off the field. Again, 2 touchdowns scored the minute Nick Bosa comes off the field. That's a little bit of an indictment. Jorge Luis Sotelo says, if you could have Belichick or Shanahan, I'd really love both. I'd love to see Bill Belichick be this team's defensive coordinator and Kyle be this team's offensive coordinator and let me be the head coach. How about that? I mean, how about this? Bill Belichick is hard to say no to, even at any age. But Bill Belichick isn't saying yes to a defensive coordinator position, and I don't think he is. I don't know if Bill Belichick's going to coach again. Chris, F that POS Bosa while piling on everyone else. He's been underwhelming and overpaid. The Bosas are broke down Watts. Yeah, the Bosa brothers compared to the Watt brothers might as well just be guys compared to how good JJ and TJ Watt have been. You got Joey Bosa, who's never healthy enough to play. And even though Nick Bosa is able to get out there more often than Joey, he is not the one-man wrecking crew that he used to be. There's no doubting that. Modular Mammoth, that was a bad loss. No way around it. Do you hear me saying anything less than that? That was awful. Why is JJ always the star in the losses? Foxer 53, thank you very much. Look, JJ's got to be the star in wins and losses because he's one of the only real wide receivers that they actually have. I don't know if there's a way to say it. Maybe there's a nicer way to say it, but Debo is a little bit of a gimmick who doesn't quite gimmick the way that he used to. And Kittle is this team's best offensive weapon. You were without him today. Juwan Jennings is now, I believe, more reliable than Brandon Ayuk might prove to be because Brandon Ayuk could be damaged goods going forward and never be the same guy again. It ain't great. Dan throwing $2 out there for rolling papers. Thank you, Dan. We're going to need to tuck those up. Vin Win. Is that Win? I think it is. Brock should ask for a trade when it's time. He's not going to improve with choking Kyle. Oh, come on. I don't know if he'd even have a career if not for Kyle. Damon, will you retract your statement yesterday that the Niners will turn it around? No, I'm not retracting statements. I'll tell you, this is a disappointing season and this is a disappointing team. But I really did think that this was going to be an opportunity over a team that you got some good ownage on to start turning it around. Look at it this way. I was looking at things through the prism of optimism. I can promise you there will be less of that going forward. I am hardly a house organ. I am hardly the rah-rah-rah sis-boom-bah hometown broadcaster. I don't even root for the Niners. I just cover them. I root for the Chicago Bears. And by the way, you should ask me how that ended earlier today. Fuck. At least I also get to root for the Hoosiers. By the way, don't let us beat Ohio State. Now, forget about it. If we beat Ohio State next week, I might be doing a post-game show with cocaine. This is from Fuji Simeon. How much blame is on Purdy, if any? No, plenty. I mean, that's it. You're the starting quarterback. You're the man. You get blame. I don't know if he had a bad game, but no one could say he had a great game. 17 points today, that ain't good. Tech Dell again coming on in saying Kyle must be unpredictable. Debo in the backfield, CMC Mason in the slot. Something different, please. This offense depends on JJ's third downs. Yeah, where would they have been without JJ today? Juwan Jennings was the offense basically today. MKG says, upgrade from duty to shit with that awful loss. Yes, we had someone use the word duty. Yeah. You can upgrade it all the way to shit after that. So now let's talk about what really lies ahead for the 49ers. Death and pestilence lies ahead for the 49ers because they're about to take two of the toughest road trips that you can find in back-to-back weeks. They're going to be going to Lambeau Field, then they're going to be going to Buffalo. The Niners now basically need to turn around and win both of those games after losing this one. And if they split, I guess there is, depending on what the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals do around them, there's going to be a chance to stay on a lead lap or just off the lead lap. But we all now know what the Niners are looking at. They're going to have to win the NFC West to be a playoff team. And the chances of that happening today took a devastating blow from the odds. It is weird how when the 49ers need to kill clock and eat clock, they play a little too fast. And when they need to play a little fast, they don't play nearly fast enough. Hey, over 650 of you in the room right now, but we're not at 400 likes. Again, I can't hit the like button for me. That is up to you. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe as we continue to grow this channel. I can't wait to see what it looks like 4 or 5 years from now. Today, it looks like a bunch of pissed off 49er fans. There's no doubt about that. Every time they pay someone a big bag, they crumble as players. Well, Douglas, I don't know about every time, but man, that ain't good. Ragnar wants to just tank it for Travis Hunter. Well, do you think the Niners would ask him to play two ways too? Not using Mason was criminal. Let me open up this box score, by the way, here. What was Mason's? How many carries did he get today? Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this right here. All right. 2 carries, 13 yards. Isaac Guerendo, forgotten man. Christian McCaffrey is getting you 4.2, but that would almost suggest it's not quite the Christian McCaffrey that you're used to. So don't give up on Mason and Guerendo completely. Let's look at some of these receiving numbers. By the way, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 catches, 110 yards. He ate well today. Niners actually did a pretty decent job on DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but Jackson Smith and Jigba ate him alive. 10 catches, 91 yards for Juwan Jennings. Again, 4 catches. That's the thing. You got 10 catches for one guy, then the next guy drops down to 4, which means you got nobody running patterns for shit. Debo, 4 catches, 22 yards. Ricky Pearsall, targeted twice, no catches. Eric Saubert, 1 whole catch for 7 yards. That just ain't going to get it done. Demo, Renardo Green, they played well. And Ernest Jones with 13 tackles. Isaac Yiadom actually did play well today. I mean, it was a decent day for the 49ers defensively. It really, really was. A decent day defensively. But you're going to lose when you only score 17 points. But Intruso, You are right. Not using Mason is criminal. Let me see where we left off here in these supers. We got Valen right now coming in with $2 for the ganja jar. Sorensen is the Trey Lance of coaching hires. Nick Sorensen, whatever the it is, doesn't seem to have it. And I'll tell you, Chris Kosurik used to have it as a defensive line coach where he would lay his hands on players and turn all of them into much better players. That isn't happening with as much routine or regularity as it used to. This is from 408, Kill a Shark. No Pearsall, targeted twice, no catches. Again, Kyle hates rookie running backs. The fact that Pearsall and Cowing just cannot get involved is that there's a coaching blind spot. You want to talk to me? What are you most upset about? I don't know if there's a single call that Kyle made in this other than all of the practices since the day they were drafted to now that's not getting more out of these guys. You know, is Kyle coaching up his offensive weapons enough anymore? There's a legitimate thing to talk about that we could if we ask those types of questions instead of just saying, Damon, Kyle, trash can emoji. Fuji Simeon targeted twice. Targeted twice today. Heckdell, leave Kyle at home for the road trip. Oh, boy. Lucas Shea Houston Jr., the run game sucked. Never seen it this bad under Shanny's watch. My niece ran further for the ice cream truck today. I mean, that's the funny thing. Like the Niners actually ran for 131 yards on 27 carries, a 4.9 average for the 49ers in the running game. But I hear you. It didn't feel effective. It didn't look effective. And clearly, when it's all said and done, for the results, it was not effective. Offensive penalties hurt us first and long. Yes, penalties, way too many penalties in play today. That is happening far too often, just undisciplined. And I guess you could say that is poorly coached football. You know, when your team is a penalty magnet, when they used to not be, but they're becoming that, it does make you wonder what exactly is going on. Again, when your team goes from leading the entire football world in yak yards to dead last in the NFL, it makes you wonder, what is going on? Why is that happening? Okay, let's just operate then here. Kyle is the problem. Brunel Lawrence III, Kyle is the problem. Are you ready to fire him now? Are you ready to fire him at the end of the year? And if so, who is the replacement? Who is the next head coach of the 49ers? Who is that person? You can't just tell me to get rid of someone without offering up the who will be in next. I totally agree that there's no way that Kyle Shanahan is conceivably the only human being on earth that could do the job or do it well. But the truth is he's done the job better than what a lot of you want to admit. And for a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years, you sure all act like you're entitled to a fucking Super Bowl every single time you roll out of bed, right? You know, you want to go get Ben Johnson? Want to go get Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions? Okay, let's talk about that. I'm very impressed by what we've seen out of the Detroit Lions. Absolutely. I don't know if Kyle needs to be replaced as a coach as much as Kyle, the general manager, needs to be replaced. John Lynch, the general manager, needs to be replaced. Now, I know that they're having a pretty damn good rookie class this year right here, so that's going to be their get-out-of-jail-free card. But to me, personnel feels like it's more of an issue this year than coaching. That's just to me. Maybe you disagree with that. But I think the personnel is the bigger problem. Now, if you want to say, well, Kyle's all responsible for that too, again, taking something off of Kyle's plate might be the right thing to do. Could have run the clock out. With Bosa, they had to. Yeah, I didn't like the clock management of that one. Again, I'm hosting a show. I'm not really deep in the notes, and I'm going to have to rewatch the final offensive possession of the 49ers to talk about the time that they could have purchased for themselves. You know, a couple incomplete passes, running out of bounds. Yeah, it all comes in play, Chuck, no doubt. My man, Chuck. Brian Flores. I mean, come on. We haven't seen that before as a head coach. Manuel says, everyone's a pro, Damon. Personnel is no excuse. No, not at all. Personnel is, if you got it, yeah, sure, everyone's a pro. But if your pros are a lot faster, better, and more prepared than my pros, then yeah, that is a personnel issue. So come on. Who is out there matters. Now, the gap in how much more talented is your team than my team is narrower in football than it is in other sports, for sure. You know, the gap in talent between the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers is enough to fill the entire Grand Canyon. There is no talent gap between the worst team in football, whoever it is, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears, and you know, the Raiders, and the best team in football, the best teams in football. That talent gap is much, much more narrow, but it does still exist. Just get a normal coach. The team has enough talent. Demeter, what do you mean a normal coach? That's what Kyle is. Kyle is not some crazy, you know, razzle dazzle gimmicky shit. Kyle, if anything, I think your complaint is he's too conservative. And I would agree with that at times. Kyle gets a little too conservative. Get a normal coach. Here's what I know. The Niners really can't afford to lose more than one more game the rest of the way. 2 fucking carries from Mason. Kyle's MO. Yeah, he really does lean into one guy and forget about the rest at times. There is no doubt about that. Kyle needs to give up play calling. Again, take something off of his plate. Anyone calling for Shanahan to be fired has no idea what they're talking about. Again, Tim, I would kind of agree with that. But again, he's also not totally untouchable. But I just know how satisfied ownership is with Shanahan's tenure. And it's not that they're satisfied because they have lower standards than you. Let me just promise you right now, there ain't a single fan out there who wants to win a Super Bowl more than Jed York. Okay? Not one of you. Not one of you. So don't think that you have a higher standard or care more about winning than the team's owners do. The team's owners have been around loser head coaches. They've hired them. The team's owners have been around a winning head coach who they hired and then fired in Jim Harbaugh. Now they're around someone in Shanahan that they're very comfortable with, and the season in, season out results suggest that it is not moronic to think that this guy is good at what he does. Again, it's year 8 for Kyle Shanahan. And in 8 years, Only George Seifert and Bill Walsh have more wins than that guy. So if you are saying Kyle Shanahan is the worst coach in the NFL, the worst coach in the NFL is the third most successful coach in the history of one of the most successful franchises in the history of football. Again, at some point, logic starts needing to add up there, and that logic doesn't add up. The U versus the Hoosiers in the playoffs? This thought keeps me going after 49ers losses. Is that where it is right now? Did they just come out again with their latest update? Miami, Indiana, opening in that first round. That game would what? Be in Bloomington? Let's go. Bring the U to Bloomington. How about this? Wait until we shock the world, beat Ohio State, and are the 1 seed of the whole fucking tournament. How about that? I'm not going to hold my breath. But it's out there. John Brennick says, Damon, thanks for doing the watch party. How much of a difference without Kittle? Oh, it's a huge difference without Kittle. There's no doubt. Everyone must go. Hechdell wants everyone out. JJ, 2 years, $9 million. It's a steal, and he's the most productive wide receiver. Fuji Simeon, you are right about that. He is indeed that. He is a steal at that price and this production. Well, 3.5 hours ago is when this show started. We'll be back on the air Monday morning with Larry for Wake Up at 9 a.m. West Coast time. I hope you plan on joining us. Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing, if you would, please. Fuji Simeon, thoughts on IU's coach contract extension? Cignetti's still underpaid. He's still underpaid. Still underpaid. Making $8.5 million a year now. He's still underpaid. Give that man 12. Give that man 12. Oh, and Fuji, thank you very much for the $2. But the great heavyweight champion himself has just entered the chat. Rob C, as in Rob C Note, dropping $100 super chat. Miss you guys. Rob, if you think you miss us, you have no idea how much we've missed you. No, thank you so much, Rob. I do appreciate that. Very, very generous. I actually have to tithe some of my salary to Indiana to pay for Cignetti, so most of Rob's money will be going there. Get that IU coach to the 49. No, you cannot have him. You cannot have him. Estimate. Thanks, Damon. I hope I didn't piss you off too much. No, not at all. Not at all. Vinnie Mac, where was Debo in this game? Oh, Mr. Once a Month? It wasn't his it wasn't his turn, I guess, to show off. Mr. Once a Month didn't choose this week for his once a month I'm here, unfortunately. With Kittle out, him choosing this game as his once a month would have really helped. But I guess that was the Tampa game. Oof, Dennis. Mike Tyson had a better performance this weekend than the 49ers. He came out with a little bit more sizzle to him. That's for sure. What separated the Niners from a win in this game was this much. I mean, just make one tackle of Gino on 4th down and you win the game. Just one tackle. One tackle on 4th down, you win the game. It's like the Super Bowl. One tackle on 4th down, you win the game. How are you not spying Gino Smith? I yield to Rob. Fuji Simeon, you don't want to get in a throwing tips around the strip club contest with Rob C Note. You don't. Thank you very much, though. Postman Capitola. Oh, yeah. Rob C Note. Very much in the house. That was a hell of a bad loss, man. That was bad. And this is fair, Dennis. We've heard this story before. Niners needed to make just one more play. I mean, think of how many football games come down to that, though. Just one more play. One more play. Something special could have happened. Joji says, Damon, game over. Game over, man. See you next season. Joji, I hope you're back here on Monday morning for Wake Up. I certainly hope so. I don't want to lose my viewer in Japan. We still got plenty of football to be played, and I'll tell you what, we'll be watching all of it, as we always do. That's what we do. We're addicted. We're in. We're watching football. We all know that. But what you just watched was a devastating loss for the San Francisco 49ers. There is no pretending that they can just do what they want or be assumed to do what they want from here on out. And at least you got the Golden State Warriors. That's how I want to wrap up today's 49er postgame show. At least you got the Golden State Warriors. That was not a good day, San Francisco. That was not a good day. What, you stripped or Jets? I don't know what you're talking about. Basketball season time. Yeah. Did Pearsall even play today? Targeted twice, no catches. Ricky didn't get the opportunity. Hold on, wait a minute. Rob C-Note just came over the top. $400. Rob says he turns 50 years old today. Holy shit, Rob. Rob, if $400 of a super chat doesn't buy you a bottle pull and a full-on happy birthday celebration, hat included, you're not getting your money's worth. Happy birthday, Rob. Happy 50th to you. Happy 50th to me. I don't know if anyone did better on your 50th birthday than I did, but Rob, in 2 super chats, has offered up $500. Cheers to you, Rob. And now Rob has the entire chat singing happy birthday to him. Happy birthday, Rob. Happy birthday. And thank you so very, very much. You certainly made my day with that very, very generous offering. I think, you know what? We'll officially include Rob C-Note in today's official sponsors. He has done more to sponsor today's show than just about anyone other than this guy right here. Ike Sandwiches. Let me tell you, if the 49ers are disappointing you, if that's letting you down, you get a sandwich from Ike's. You will never be disappointed. I promise you that. Sign up for the Ike's Rewards program. No disappointment to be found there either. You get a free sandwich when you sign up. You earn your way to more free sandwiches, free drinks, free chips, free combo meals, and a chance to enter and win a trip to New Orleans to go to a very large football game at some point in time in February over at my man Ike's. My guys at the Dubliner are ready for you to come drink the pain away, 49er fans. We do Plus Manias at the Dubliner. We got love for the Dubliner. They got love for us as well. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring everything. And one more time, you were looking to make a play on Sunday Night Football, get to Bet US. I'm going to take Rob's $500 and let it ride, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much again, Rob. But those of you signing up over on BetUS, use promo code YouTube150 when you do and get 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. Let's fucking go, Postman and Capitola. Happy birthday, Rob C-Note. Indeed. Happy damn birthday to Rob. Happy nothing to Niners fans. All of you should be just furious. You really should be. I'm not going to deny you how pissed off you are at anything today. because that sucked and that hurt and that was bad. Hi, everybody. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Should be a pretty interesting wake up tomorrow. 9 a.m. Yours truly, Larry Krueger, will be at it. I'll do my show at 11, of course. We're doing Warrior Wednesdays now with our good friend Cyrus Satsis of Golden Days. He's joining me for 11 a.m. shows now on Wednesdays. That's sort of the plan that we've put together. And I don't know what plan the 49ers are going to put together, but it's going to need to be better than the one they put together today. Because without George Kittle, the 49ers offense was unimpressive. 17 points. That's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. Let another team just hang around and give them life, give them hope. And this is exactly the kind of shit that happens all the time. You let that kind of shit happen. I thank you for watching today. I thank you for being a part of this live stream, whether you were here for some of it, all of it, just post game. I don't care. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to ask you one last time. Hit like, hit subscribe. I am the voice that hopefully you think you need in your sports life. There are not a lot of people who are just going to give it to you honestly or truthfully. This is hopefully what I provide for you. Bay Area sports radio was decimated this week to the point where it's rendered itself borderline irrelevant. That will bring more people than ever to YouTube, and hopefully it brings more people to me. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me today. I am now going to hang out with my family for a little while this Sunday, and I wish all of you the very, very best. Niners, you really blew it, and you are all out of wiggle room. From here on out, you got to be perfect. You know, are you ready to win your next 7 games in a row? Pretty much what you need to do. Let's see if you got it in you. I wouldn't be betting on it. I thank you so very much for being here. Like and subscribe one last time again. Oh, my goodness. If we're almost at 500 likes, that's a goal for every watch party of mine. I like to get to 500 likes. We're at 489. Can you come on through? Can just 11 of you lean forward and hit that like button before we sign off today? Now we only need 7 more of you to hit that like button before we sign off today. Do me a favor and hit that. Thanks to all of you. Thanks for the super chats, the generosity. Thank you very much to all of my sponsors and to you for being here. In the meantime, the only thing I have left to tell you is that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone. And the Niners might be too.